If I talk, even if I'm only here 10 minutes, talk good about me.
You're the best. You're the best to last long, but.
Well, I'm in the Hall of Fame already.
Someone told me.
Yeah. Y'all realize that, right?
What's up, poker people?
Not
guys, real quick.
Guys, for dealing. For dealing.
Let me ask you attention real fast, real quick.
Gentlemen.
Right here. I'll let you bark at the end if you're quiet the whole
Type in
time.
I Love West to enter the contest.
You do have to put your cards over that
free card.
square that
The
is
boots
in
for
front of
troops.
you. That's how it reads. Please make sure you keep them there while you have your hand. At least whoever's doing the action tracking might tell you to give it an extra little run if it doesn't pick it up. Rules are the same for the mystery bounty. You throw it in, you are declaring.
That's good. That's how we start a stream off
The
strong,
bounties that
everybody.
are left, there is a 10K.
Talking about
two
stuff I should
500s,
be talking
and the
about
rest
before
are
we
300s.
start.
That's what you guys have left.
All right, we've got an awesome final table here for many reasons.
Just a reminder, there is a
because
microphone
what
on
tournament
here.
is
We can hear what
This is the $600 round, 250,000 mystery bounty.
Tell me one, brother.
Mystery bounty is a bounty.
no cell phones. No cell phones while you're at the table.
The amount that comes out of the
No
prize
cell
pool
phones.
for
If
the
you need
bounty
to use your
doesn't
phone, you
start
gotta
this
stay away.
You hit him,
So in
right?
a
No
normal
electronic devices. If you're
bounty
still in the
tournament,
building,
this
you can't play
$200
while you're at the
entry
table.
go towards the bounty,
No
and every time you knock
electronic
somebody out, you
devices.
would get $200.
No phones,
but not
step away if you're
mystery.
going to be on them. The stream
In this
is
tournament, that
twitch.tv/front
$200 per player goes to a mystery bounty prize pool that doesn't start until they hit. So 80,
So day 2.
day 2, 87.5% of the field has been eliminated. There's 12.5% of the field left. So now we have the
Guys, one more thing. It's simple. Put
is
two
allows
cards over
the
here.
bounties to be much bigger
Shuffle it over there.
than the $200. So we don't just make it $1,600 bounties, which would be the average. Some very big ones, some medium ones, some smaller ones.
What was the biggest bounty?
The biggest
These cards are like my
Guys,
They're very
I'm
sensitive.
double suited.
Go look at my Twitter. I actually posted a video of it. But what they did was they picked up an envelope, random, and put a bunch of envelopes on the board with the number
double
on them,
suited.
put them all up.
So you don't have to put it
Pick the
side by
numbers,
side.
they posted it up. There's a cool little sweat that you could do. You just see the zeros coming out. You don't know how many
Double
there's going to
suited.
be.
Right there,
And
double
then,
suited.
sure enough, one of them had 4 zeros.
We got a mini clock right here. We got another one over here.
And
Try
that
and
was
stay up.
What place was that guy knocked out at?
Oh,
And
man.
congratulations on making the final table of our first mystery bounty.
Double suited. Let's go.
Congratulations.
But they
We are still
won
playing
$50,000, $600 tournament. Just knocked somebody out, got a little.
Didn't even make the final table.
Didn't even make the final table. Right now has the most money.
Well, I mean, it's like right there.
Actually, depending on what everybody here gets, he might end up with the biggest score of the day.
Which bounty?
All right there, but big one.
The biggest one is $10,000. So one of them will get a $10,000 bounty
Double suited. Double
after
suited.
eliminating another player. There is 2 that are worth $500 and 6 that are worth $300. So the betting favorite, I do have it on high authority that Ray Henson will buy anybody's envelope.
Great shuffle. My man. Love this shit.
Oh, is it? Oh, I think that might have been before this final table. It's like deal or no deal. The bank has changed their offer.
What's the blind here?
We have some info sheets, some bio sheets that we're gonna go through as we work through this final table. There are some Houston regulars, some Houston legends, some players we've seen before, some that we haven't. Another final table screen here at.
I'm double suited though.
This wasn't part of a series like we normally have. It wasn't. It was just a one-off. We actually have a big mystery bounty coming up on March 10th. That I wanted a little practice for. I wanted to figure out what the system is going to be these bounties. The DJ raising the ace 10. But I got a lot of positive feedback about it. Players seem to really like it. And, back.
So chip leader is C2.
C2 is
Ian. So Ian actually played in my cash game twice. Most recently he did play my cash game and was on a recent vlog. I think it was Albert Returns vlog. And, he says he's basically a PLO player. He has made final tables in no limit before. He has a final table in say Foxwoods? I can't remember what he was telling me about it. And it was a big final table where it was over 100K for first place. And he says kind of got the money get to him, made a fold that he doesn't think he should have made. That would have given him the chip lead in that tournament. So it kind of feels like, you know, he wants to redeem himself at this tournament. But he also says he's in a different spot in his life financially. He's not scared. First of all, he probably pulled in small.
You good? You good?
The money's
Batman. Oh, all of a sudden that's your boy. Oh,
pretty comfortable.
That's my boy Joe.
Confident.
That's my boy, yeah.
Ah, the little boy.
Let's go.
Oh, he's like really good.
No,
We get to
I
a king
love the
6
guy.
deuce flop, and David's got the best hand in the pocket.
That
Should never be too happy when there's a
But that one time when he threw out of me,
if
I
I was
like
DJ,
That one time
and
he flipped
ace
that card over, gave me ace jack.
betting this flop.
oh,
Take this
well,
down pretty
his
easily all
little
the time.
story I got to tell him. That's where he bad brothers, you know, so well.
But he has checked over to David, who was a pre-flop raiser, I assume. Actually,
DJ raised pre.
oh, DJ raised, decided to check his flop.
Yep.
Hello. She's crafty, and she's just my
King high
type.
flops are tough to decide when you want to see bet and not see bet. Because so many people play King X, you know, King Jack, King Queen, King. That like it's almost just as scary as seeing an ace. You know, clearly ace is most played random card, but he's just gonna let it
Damn,
go.
I had king 6 off.
Out of position, it's gonna be tough to play. He's gonna have to turn
Damn,
some
I'm
sort of
fucking
card that
bad.
gives him a
I said I
draw.
was
He's
gonna
gonna
move
have to call
in
it
the dark.
again.
That's weird.
DJ's only got 1.8
I knew I
million.
should've
That pot was
went
over
for my first
800,000.
read.
So he'd be looking at basically getting all in
first
if
read
he turns
was
any sort of
moving
draw
in
or
the
pair.
dark. That's
And
fucked
he's not
up.
ready to do that just yet.
Yeah, Dave Valden came to the table, I believe, second in chips. Ian, who we were talking about, had 6.35.
Oh, I didn't realize
million.
that was him.
Yeah. He had.
Double up,
Oh yeah,
boss.
the Boots for Troops hat.
Double up,
Good
boss.
segue. I know it's exactly what you're doing. Boots for Troops is a charity. They give boots for troops. They are having a charity tournament going on outside right now. I'm guessing you'll be able to hear some yelling. They were selling some merch, and some of these guys bought some. It all went to the charity, but we have a link if you want to donate to Boots for Troops. It's in the exclamation point B4T, but it's bootsfortroops.org if you would like to support our troops. It's a local charity here. They're having a nice, loud drink alcohol type of tournament that goes. I heard that the table is louder than the commentary. We have them working on it. Should be
It's better for the stream.
Lisa in the chat. Lisa was a double backer. She had
Thank you.
2
Better
bags
for the
and
stream.
got
Hello.
a mystery bounty for it.
It's like Del
The cool thing about this tournament is normally when you bag twice, it's best stack forward. You get a min cash for 1, and then you get to play whichever bag has the biggest stack. In this one, that was true, but also you got to start the day with mystery bounty. So you got a pull.
Yes, sir.
As it looks like Larry is...
How long did it take?
I got this dude,
It actually took a really long time. We were 15 bounties in, I think, before someone got anything other than 2,000, and then he pulled the 20,000 bounty as Larry shoved there, gets through, he wins the pot. There was a $20,000 bounty, and it was a lot of fun, but that 50 was up there for a really long time. And the player who got the 20,000 actually went up to get another bounty. And I said they could either do it on break, so most of the people did it on break, or they could do it after they were eliminated, because I didn't want to make somebody wait to get their bounty once they were eliminated. But
That was a hell of a hand.
Did I win it?
You did.
yeah.
So how many people went into day 2?
There were 90 people that qualified, but 5 of them double bagged, so it was 85 bodies for 90 payouts.
So we lost half the field before we had that 50K.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
and
exciting.
I did I slow rolled everybody who was still in. When the guy who won the 20K came up to get his bounty and nobody was there, I got on the microphone and I said, the 50K bounty is still in play and available. And so when the 50K actually did hit, and I told everybody, they thought that I was, you know, the boy who cried wolf thing. But I was like, no, this is for real. It actually hit. I posted a video of it on Twitter if you want to see his reaction to opening up the 50K bounty. It's pretty cool is we have a pretty big hand here.
Pocket aces at a final table. There's nothing better than pocket aces at a final table. Got 1.6 million. The raises to 350. It's gonna be hard to 3-bet a size that really gives you any, you know, movability on the flop. It's kind of weird. We're gonna make it like 7 to 8, and then you're just gonna shove a million. I guess you could do. See what Shaw's gonna do here.
He's up against Jim, who is also one of the regulars on our stream. He plays quite a bit at Prime Social. He was the day 2 chip leader.
I think he does go all in here. I do think I probably would just do like a really cute re-raise, because it's like, you know, what's the worst thing that can happen? The guy folds and pick up. You know, that's not so bad at a final table. Picking up any kind of blinds is good. What you don't want to do is the guy's got pocket 7s or ace jack. You know, you do go all in, and then he would have called a min raise and gotten committed on a jack high flop. So there's nothing wrong with going all in, especially if you're going to get called by queen jack.
Called. Instant throws down the aces.
Great spot for Shaw with aces here.
Shaw was actually playing a online tournament that he was very deep in, coming to this final table. We gave them a 30-minute dinner break, but I had to give him the news that you can't be on a computer while you're at the live stream table, no electronics while you're at the table. And so he was panicked about what he was going to do, and so he just did the easy thing and busted the tournament so he wouldn't have to do it. So I don't know if that was his exact
because he
plan.
wasn't able to think ahead today and not play
yeah,
live while he was ace
oh,
on the flop.
there's a double gutter there for Jim, though. Not a horrible flop.
That's a pair. He just needs to fade the river.
King or a 9.
Oh my God. Jim hits a straight with queen jack offsuit to bust Shaw. Pocket aces flops top set. No good.
No good.
Speaking of top set of pocket aces, you want to hear my bad beat story? I don't normally like telling bad beat stories, but this week I've enjoyed telling my bad beat stories.
I saw you post about a couple of
I have quite a
them.
few of these stories to tell. You know, so many people at home may not have heard them. We'll start with the first one, and that is I had pocket aces. The tournament was at the 400 big blind level, and we had starting stacks, and we got them all in the middle against pocket kings.
So 40,000 chips.
40,000 in chips at the 400 big blind level.
That's
in the
like
middle.
100 big blinds.
And he's king, so it comes king on the flop.
Okay.
Ace on the turn.
Oh, saved.
King on the river.
Oh, yeah. So that
I have never
he hit, what is that, 15, 20 outs? How many is that he hit?
One.
Oh, one. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Just the king.
So I have never had that happen before. Which is the only reason I'm really sharing it is because I've heard of it.
It is.
I've heard rumors that this can happen.
And you assume they were lying because that's not the kind of thing that's happening.
I've never seen it. So,
yeah.
Now I know it's totally possible.
It is totally possible. Hey, let us know if you could hear us. I'm still looking at some of these comments. I think they're older. We got Hold'em Media Dan.
Check this out. I think somebody called him Mike Van. He doesn't like folding, the guy with queen.
True story.
Mike knew.
I don't know that I would either if I continued to win. Katie Stone is in the chat. Fun event. Can't wait for the next one. Glad to see you here and participating, Katie. Check out Katie. Learn WPT stuff. Follow her on Twitter. She's getting deep into the Learn WPT. If you want to get better, learn WPT with Katie. Come in the chat. I'll give you a shout out.
These are some great comments. Ken here fine.
Much
Thank you.
better hammer. Thank you. Okay, good. Yeah, see, I fixed it. You saw. I was like, oh, let me get under the hood here.
So this is an interesting hand. I guess it's interesting anytime I see something that I think is unorthodox, and I see a limp in the cutoff at a final table from Jeff with ace-9. You would think the cutoff would be raising most of the time with a suited ace, which allows Larry to call on the button. We know Larry doesn't fold queen-jack. He's not folding queen-10 either.
No.
We take that to the flop.
No. Larry
Gives DJ a chance to take advantage of all these limps. This is why you don't limp at a final table. And DJ's all in for 1.7 million. It's a 17x raise from the limper.
Yeah, but
he's very unlikely to call.
You know what you do with a orange to make orange juice? Squeeze. Perfect spot. Nobody showing any aggression. DJ with the king. Thinks he can get.
Larry just saw a queen jack bust aces, so surely Queen 10 can bust a hand like Ace King or Ace Queen. He's just got to decide, does he want to risk these chips, which are all of his chips? I always find this spot really interesting in poker when the guy called a limp and then tanks forever for a shove. It's always confusing to me as what the guy's thinking about. I'd love to ask him what his thoughts are right now.
Are you saying it's a possibility you should consider when you limp?
Well, not even, that's not what I'm saying, that it's clearly true, but I'm thinking of like, you know, you didn't think your hand was good enough to raise, but now you think it might be good enough for 17x shove. Yeah. So, you know, I just think that's weird. I think that the motions all the time, this guy's just doing it with nothing. Yeah. He's just got nothing. But like, well, yeah, that's poker, you know. You didn't do anything and now he's got nothing.
That is like one of my least favorite spots in poker, where I say he's bluffing and might have a better hand than me anyway. That's my mom in the chat, by the way. Lynette Hammer says, good evening. Hello, mother. Good to see you in the chat.
And someone else's mom says, what mystery bounty payouts are still available?
There's a 10K. That's the big one that's available still.
Okay, so which place in this final table is 10K?
Oh, yeah, that's an excellent question. Someone do exclamation point payouts.
Because then we could kind of get an idea, like that's basically X place money still available. Oh, there it is right here. Payouts. So it's basically 5th place money is still available.
Yeah, in a bounty. 5th place money
Random,
still available.
Knock somebody out, open it up, boom. Guaranteed 5th place.
Dano with the save. Lisa says she can't see the chat. You might be hearing us talk to people on Twitch or YouTube. And
yeah, we are actually seeing 3 different what's the right term? Streaming platforms that chat on different. They're all merged together for us. There's no way, unfortunately, for people out in the world to do that. I think Restream should actually offer that for people, a merged chat, but
yeah, absolutely.
Unfortunately, they don't.
Okay, while this is going, I just have to point this out because I feel kind of bad. David Shaw, who was our 9th place finisher, we handed out a sheet and we asked some questions.
He says his favorite hand is ace ace. His least favorite hand is queen jack. No,
no, it is king 10, but he said ace ace. Obviously. And then like ace ace decided to give him an alternative for why it might not be so obvious. I feel bad because we didn't get to it yet and said anything you want the viewers of the live stream to know. You read that so they know.
Prime Social and Hammer is the best around. Exclamation point.
When I get
my name's not on there.
When I get a compliment, I won't even say that's supposed to say are the best around. I'm just going to say
I know, people use that.
I will take it. I will take.
How do you feel when they say like the Houston Rockets is the best, or are the best team? Is the best? That plural group thing really bothers me. It seems like they've gone away from what I was taught in school, and more recently they use the is.
Yeah.
They is the best. I don't know.
I feel the same way with like RBIs.
Yeah.
I don't. It doesn't. But I digress.
I'm looking through these sheets, and DJ did answer to one of the questions. His answer is too long. Let's go. Another answer on another sheet just says winning strategy.
That's the strategy they plan on using?
I don't know. I'm just looking. Okay, let's see. And they've got another ace, duh. So.
Oh,
somebody has their least favorite hand is all of them.
All of them? Well,
all
why
of
would
them.
you play poker?
Favorite hand? None of them.
Wow. So they are...
Something about somebody's grandmother.
I guess they're all tied for last then, so they can't be your favorite? Is that...
Something about my friend's kitchen table.
I played with every person on this table, says Lisa. Well, when you bag 2 completely different flights... Makes sense. Probably got to play with most everybody except Valden. Didn't get to play with Dave Valden. Hi, Sharon. Welcome to the chat.
What's this favorite hand? Ace O.
Ace.
Ace 0.
Ace. Does that mean anything? Is that a
Ace X? Ace not.
Is that part of the?
Just you look at an ace and you play it.
What's the alphabet that's like Delta? Alpha, 2, 6, 8, 9.
Wow, this is very specific. 6, 7 parts.
See? That's
and then least favorite hands, 7 deuce, 4 jacks.
Wow, so when he gets a 7, he's sweating for either his favorite or least favorite hand.
I used to do that, so I used to play 6 deuce, we called it the toaster. and we played it for years in these home games. I literally would get a 6 and go, come on, deuce, come on, deuce. I didn't want another 6. I wanted a deuce every time.
Ian has flopped top pair here, and he's getting a little tricky with the check. Jim has two 10s. Dave with 6s.
I think halves is correct.
Halves. Halves.
305 to call. I bet about, what is that? A little over third pot, quarter pot. I'm not good at math. It's quarter pot. Ian's going to smooth call. I think this is a pretty decent play a lot of times when you have king, queen, because you're not worried about a bunch of overcards. You just don't want to see the ace come. You're okay if a queen comes. You don't have to do anything crazy to protect your equity.
Whoa.
And now he's feeling good. No reason to lead out and mess anything up here. The board is not scary. There's no draws, really. No flush draw. And he's going to go against what I'm saying, and he's going to lead out.
It's really fucked up, boys.
So that's going to get Jim off the hook, where maybe he would have put some more money in. Probably not on this street, but he could have got maybe a bet on the river. Dave's got 6s. He hates this entire board. Wishes he was in the charity tournament instead.
Yeah. The charity tournament was fun. I don't know if you could hear that.
I was filming it while I was out there for
okay.
my channel.
Did you get any?
Oh yeah, we got so Dirty John.
Yeah.
Sun goes all in with pocket 10s.
Okay.
Dirty John does not look at his cards and calls.
Yes.
Dirty John is 8-5 offsuit. He makes a flush.
I think y'all gonna play head up back.
That's poker.
Can I get 8 to 1 on this? Anybody?
How's that loud drunk going for y'all? For sure would tilt me. What about you, Wes?
I used to really get bothered by drunk people at the poker table, and that was mostly because I didn't spend time around drunk people in my life, so it was new to me.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, and
that'll
now it doesn't bother me so much as it used to. As long as you have a good dealer that can keep the game, going.
Yeah.
And I've mostly played in games that the dealers are keeping the drunk guys in line. So
the only thing that really bugs me is if they're either saying things that they shouldn't to people that they shouldn't. I don't like foul language or degrading talk, but I don't. Unless it's towards me, then I don't really care because I can handle it. I do not like slowing down the game ever. I don't like when I'm playing. I don't like when I'm running tournaments.
On that
like
topic,
a
guy was saying some inappropriate things one time, and I made a comment, and eventually he just went off. The way that he decided to go off in this cash game was to take his entire chip stack and just shove it across the entire table, spreading the chips everywhere and onto the floor.
Wow. See, I didn't
understand what that accomplished, other than
I can get behind that kind of.
I would think the game runner would just say, "You don't have any chips." I'd have no idea how many chips you had. You have to go home now. But they did try to
for sharing the wealth.
They tried to give him some money, and then he was like, "No, I had more than that." And I would have been like, "I don't know. We couldn't find him."
Yeah,
Sorry.
we couldn't.
So we got another limp from Jeff. Jeff's playing it safe, limping in with Jack 10. It's a good hand. You can actually limp that and call a raise, but why not just act like you have aces? Raise it on up. That's what I would have done. Now we give a chance for Jim to make the re-raise with 9s in the small blind. Not a re-raise, sorry. Make the raise with 9s in the small blind. I do like Jim's play here. Sizing seems fine. David with the mystery hand. It's going to make it more. Make it more.
Make it more.
3x more. I do like the pressure that he's putting on with this size. You can be cute, in final tables. Make it 2 point something x, but we don't do that in Texas.
No.
We just do 3x.
Everything.
3 bets or 3x.
Yeah.
Or 4. Nobody cares.
Everything. And
this
isn't
LA. This isn't Vegas.
Wow, what do you do now? You get 3 bet.
Guy folds Jack 10 of diamonds. Oh, look at him. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
Flush draw. It's a pretty good flop for Jim.
3 to 5x all day, says Pez.
What's up, Pez?
3 to 5x all day.
Pez lives in Texas. He knows how it goes.
All right, bet 1.3.
It's always fun to see a guy calling without cutting his chips.
Yeah.
Interesting method.
He put them out there, what, 5 at a time?
Check. 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 Still good. Can't fold. You're about to get ripped on. What are you gonna do, David?
You see David wearing that boots for troops hat.
Oh,
Checks.
no. David's got ace high, I'm assuming now. Can he take advantage? Oh, he should not check something. Oh, I think Jim's got it. He's got tens. Is David it? Nope. David just says, yep, good hand. This hand never hits. Stupid ace king.
Ace king. Yep. It was an ace king.
Man, shoving that river with it. No, he probably would have called with. He called queen jack earlier. He's probably calling the river shove with one overcard.
To take the chat at their word, there are some who would believe that Jim likes to call. It could be that Jim just has a good feel and a good read, and he knows when he's good.
Yeah,
so
Jim's got tells on these guys.
He came in as the day 2 chip leader, and now he's sitting at the final table. It's tough to do if all you do is call.
He's a tell player. You've heard of math and you've heard of field players?
Yes.
He's a tell player.
Tell player.
Yeah, just all looking at tells.
That's how I want to be. A tell player. I think I am a tell player, but I'm
so Jim has overtaken the chip lead.
Go Jim.
Have you ever been in the final table and like someone gets more chips than you, and you want to like take that lead over just because like you want to be the chip leader? No other reason. Like, doesn't change your chances to win the tournament. You're just like, no, I was the chip leader. I got to get those chips back. Very dangerous thought to have.
Yeah, no, I've never had that.
Yeah, it's
not because I'm disciplined, just because I don't.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
I have made a final table or two in my day, and even
you've been at more final tables than anybody in all of Houston because you're standing behind them.
That's true. I've been at many final tables, especially if this counts as being in the final table.
We both made it.
We made it. We did it. We are 2 of the 8 remaining.
Let's see if we can get a tell off DJ's face when he looks at this chat.
Short Bus wants to know how did Alex Optional do today?
Oh, you want to hear an Alex Optional giving Wes a bad beat story?
Yes, I do.
I had 50 big blinds yesterday, 50 of them at the 1200 big blind level. Dirty John limps the button. Alex makes it 6,000 in the small blind. I make it 18,000 in the big blind with ace king. Alex rips it in, covers me. 50 big blinds each. I call, he goes, uh-oh, and has 5-6 of suited.
Of suited?
Of suited. It was hearts. I was going to say hearts, but then I realized it didn't matter. But anyway, and it just comes king 5-6, and I'm out of the tournament.
Oh. Well, the thing that obviously makes you feel better and that you're supposed to say in the situation, you would have got it in on that flop.
No, that's not how I feel about it.
You would have... No, that doesn't make you feel better?
No.
Okay, hold on, wait. I think you're just not hearing it right. It would have gotten all in on that flop.
The same thing would have happened if somehow I didn't put more money in the pot.
Alex, despite that bad beat, he
got 20 something.
Yeah,
24.
He moved up pretty good, but he didn't get any.
He got a place. I was talking to him. He got a place where his mom would say, "Oh, good job," but he's not thinking he did a good job.
Yeah. Oh, look, check out the Mike Van shout out. You got second in that Empire tournament a while back, Hammer. It was you and Peter heads up. That is a true story, but I didn't win. I had chip lead at that final table, going into the final table, I think, actually. And then I made this.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Lisa is pointing out another bad beat I had in this tournament that knocked me out. So we'll share that one. Thanks for bringing that up, Lisa. So I had pocket sevens on a 7-deuce-deuce board in the big blind. Call it a raise. I check raise the flop.
Yes.
Turns to 6. I bet ace on the river. I bet like half my stack. She puts me all in. I call. She has pocket aces.
That's better.
2 out.
Yeah. So like twice as many as the last hand that you played. So that's, you know, standard. Wow. Was Lisa the one that did it to you?
Third rock from the sun is gonna bust.
She deserved it.
I'm not sure who the lady that did it. I don't know that I know her name. And we had I wasn't at that table for I had moved tables.
You would know Lisa. She's the beautiful young lady that plays here all the time.
Is she the oh she's I was gonna say is she the dealer that also plays, but she clearly says she was at my table. Maybe
she doesn't have time to deal because she plays so much pickleball. She plays poker and pickleball, like a rock star.
Oh yeah, okay. She was asking about my stream.
The suspense, yeah, you know.
Got it.
I mean, he deserves.
You know, sadly that day I played at so many tables because I kept rebuying because of these bad beats.
Oh, so you played with most of the people here too?
Yeah, I know all these people from
Come on, son.
just one day.
That's fair.
Ace Jack in against Ace 5, just gonna potentially.
9.
For some reason, we're not seeing who had which hand. Well, Jim definitely is not going to be out of the tournament. He lost that hand. Guessing it's going to be a double up for Larry. There we go.
Man, we gotta play those chips up.
Probably some sort of barking going on at this point. We can't hear.
I mean, come on, guys.
They're rooting for you.
Of course. Sometimes the second best player might win.
Double up for Larry. Did we miss the?
They're saying he barked.
Oh, I think they can hear it and
Yeah,
we can't.
just so you guys know, we don't really hear the. You could probably turn it up, but I don't want to miss anything.
No, that's easy. Take that with you, and take that with you. Gladiators. Very nice. You know what I'm saying? Gladiators. You ever seen Gladiators?
Oh, Larry.
That's me.
With the queen to
I don't believe this. I don't believe any of this is correct.
Give them a chance to catch up.
So I don't like the new update they did on the software that puts a triangle when somebody's all in. Like, it's really confusing to me. It took me, you know how many streams I watch in like a day or like a week? It took me like 10 streams to figure out, oh, that just means the guy's all in. Oh, is it?
Do you know why?
It's Jack Salter. All in triangle.
No. Well, those things are probably related, but probably not for why you think.
Did you ever watch that tournament when he did that in the PC, not PCA, but
we had a.
And he did the all in triangle. Every time he went all in, he just did like that.
We had like a 2-hour discussion at the TDA Summit one year about whether or not you should be all in if you make the triangle. And in Europe and in Asia, they have an all-in button, and it's a triangle. It says all-in on it. And what a lot of people do, sometimes they'll reach over and they'll grab the all-in and they'll put it on their cards, or they'll do something that's like, okay, everyone knows what they're doing, but every once in a while something will happen that maybe makes them want to change their mind or a weird situation. And so we have the discussion of whether or not you have to be all in these situations. And one of them was if they hold up a triangle with their hands, because the only people who ever do that are the people who are going all in. But if they do that, and then somebody calls and they say, oh, I haven't done anything yet, then what should happen? And we had a very long discussion about it, and the people who predominantly work in other countries felt like you should be all in because that's the only thing a triangle means, and people that don't so much kind of just like, I don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, the graphics, you know, the way the system works is you got someone that's watching the final table, putting in the actions. The graphics don't just spaz out by themselves. That just means they're correcting. They're going undo, undo, going back, trying to get the action correct. So you're going to see stuff jump around when that's happening. And, you know, sometimes the hand is going on while that's happening like this. Like you see, it's happening so fast because they were trying to get it caught up. So it happens. It's not really the system doing anything. It just means that there was a small error, and they're trying to correct it.
It is human beings typing in what's happening there, not just the cool computer. The computer can read cards and tell us what they have.
Before they have them. Wait.
Not that kind. Sorry, I'm texting to make sure we color up some of these chips.
Larry, you doubled up.
You know what? I'm not a fan of the new style of color in tournaments.
What's that?
It's like they just don't want anyone to have any like stacks. It's fun to have stacks.
It's efficient.
But we paid to have fun, not be efficient.
Yeah, what do you want? More hands per hour or less hands per hour? Would you like
More
more for your
chips per stack.
more for your money or less?
Better quicker
Would you like
pictures
to
of me at
have
the final table.
a higher equity situation or a lower equity situation?
I don't know how to calculate that stuff.
Son.
Jim with Ace King. You could probably bet your entire house that he's not folding that. If he's not folding Queen Jack to an all-in pre-flop.
Yeah.
Raising 350.
You know what? I would actually. Can I bet my whole house?
Larry's not sure what to do, but it's going to end up in a fold.
Larry pretends like he doesn't know a lot. But he knows. He knows. Look at that shirt. That
I was
man
going to
knows.
say, does he know what that shirt looks like?
Mm-hmm. Of course he does. Woke up in the morning, put that shirt on, and said, "Today, I shall."
Yeah, he definitely made that decision early in the morning.
Absolutely. We should talk about Larry. Larry has been playing poker for, I don't know if this is 30 years or 30 years too many. Too many years.
30 years. Too many years.
Too many years. Okay. Got started. Mom had an underground game. You'd be surprised at how many of these say.
Did mom go to jail?
It either says mom or grandma. Taught me how to play. There's a lot. Favorite hand is 8-4 clubs. Let's be on the lookout for that. Least favorite is A Delta.
That's what chip stack should look like.
You know what?
Final tables. How many of those?
Agree to disagree.
Where's the,
Script. Do y'all understand the script?
Just watch these chips when they go all in.
Didn't
And
win a
just
bounty. Finally won a bounty.
and we wait.
Yeah, we should just pause the clock.
Who's it on? John Lithgow?
Every time you say pause the clock, TD somewhere loses their lives.
This was what I actually had still at the. They were running 2 tournaments in Dallas. Do you know Dallas from Chocolate?
Yeah.
Dallas was doing it, and somehow they said something about. And I was like, oh no, I don't need all that. I'm fine. They're like, okay, good, because I'm trying to do this other tournament. So I just had this huge stack.
Never.
Made for a great photo. All right, we got Ian raising with Ace 8 under the gun. It's a little bit wide. I don't know I mean, he is one of the chip leaders, so he should be putting pressure. I personally just don't like the bad aces in early position, but nobody's really been super aggressive, and DJ's kind of short, but also DJ's just short enough to really do something. Put a lot of pressure on you guys as we've seen.
Yeah.
So
Short and capable.
this would have been DJ's big blind, right? So seems like they're discussing something. Maybe we should be turning the table up a little bit. Is this table? Oh, it's not on. Is this table? Let me turn the table up.
Maybe it's that. Oh, you start pushing buttons. We got. Oh, maybe that's it.
No, it says it's table.
It does?
That says, look, headset 1, headset 2 table. Volume's all the way up. Probably one of these dials. Yeah, let's look at these. Oh, this one's turned way down.
Oh,
my
I think
God.
that's it.
I'm a goodness gracious.
Wow.
I'm a tech genius.
Okay, we can hear it now. Wow, good job, Wes. Wes for the save.
I mean, all I did was look at to see what would look different. All right, so DJ does have 10-7. He's looking at a min raise, I believe. What are the blinds? Everybody's been raising to this amount, so I assumed it was like a,
no. It's
what's the blind, like a 1?
they started at 40-80, so I think they've got to be at 51.
That seems like a big rate. That's what they've been doing. I don't know. So anybody else been paying attention that knows the blinds? I always tell people that, you know, when they try to give the commentators a hard time, that we have a giant TV screen in front of us, but there's a lot to look at, move your head. You're trying to follow chat. You're trying to have a conversation. And sometimes you do miss things like the last 30 minutes of what the blinds are.
Yeah, exactly. It happens all the time. Sharon says 8-4 is a Houston named hand called Bellagio. Long story, all Larry. Larry said his favorite hand was 8-4.
Yes, DJ was asleep for about 15 seconds there, but he woke up, decided to not play the 10-7. I think, you know, he's definitely playing a 10-9. He has a similar decision with 10-8. If it was a min raise, you know, you can call a lot wider. The dealer is like, can I have those cards that you read?
Whatever you're
ready. We're just gonna wait.
I think maybe they were trying to get him to read, and they're not for some reason.
But you know what? We're sponsored by Joy by Marriott Residence in Vancouver Holland. Y'all want to go food boots and crime, so I'm at that program.
So I guess in that hand maybe Jim actually 3-bet. Oh, he did. Like I said, Ace King. So he definitely 3-bet Ian with the Ace 8. Again, that's kind of the reason why under the gun Ace 8 offsuit isn't necessarily a hand I would love to raise under the gun. We got Reese in the booth, everybody.
What's up, Wes?
Just talking about other people playing poker because I'm not good enough to get there.
I didn't even enter. So,
Oh, I entered.
I did.
Oh, I entered and re-entered.
But you were live streaming it, right?
Yeah, I did try to do some last year. Ran into some technical issues, but I think I have some things figured out now.
Okay.
I bought a hotspot because
Yeah, you were telling me
I
about
was
the
gonna
hotspot.
connect to the hotspot so I could stream without worrying about having to get on the Wi-Fi and all those kind of technical issues. And the hotspot battery only lasted for 4 hours, and I didn't know that. And I didn't have an extra cable, so my streams could only go for so long. And then Kurt, brought me a battery backup and a cable, but then somehow I had it plugged in, but it was never charging the thing, and it still ran out in 4 hours because I wasn't paying attention. But now I think I have all this. Ordered another backup, another cable, and
We worked things out, hopefully.
I even know how I can add a delay.
Was it fun, though? Did you actually? I mean,
so people got to see some really bad beats. That's for sure. We've already told the stories. I'm not going to tell them
There's been
again.
a lot here.
But it was people got to see me having bad beats. All right, Larry's got King Queen. He's finally okay. The blinds are 100, so people were 3.5x. I guess that was a re-raise. We were just discussing. We didn't know what the blinds were because we were too busy chatting this whole time. So
Sure.
Larry's been doing a lot of limping, but now he finds King Queen is a good enough hand. He limped Jack 10. He limped Queen 10 offsuit. But this hand, actually, it wasn't Larry that initially limped, but he did call behind. And he's raising up with King Queen. Ian's in the big blind with 7-6 suited. He makes a correct call for that price. And he's just going to flop 2 pair.
Dirty.
It's going to be interesting to see if Larry does c-bet this board. It's really not advantageous for his range, so he does check behind. And Larry's hating this. He's just absolutely hating this. Little does Ian know, any bet he makes, the hand is over. So it's actually not that bad for his check because maybe Larry's going to make a stab at this. It's tough to know. It looks like he did make a bet. The problem with just calling, if he does just call here, is you're going to have to check raise at some point. But I do feel like most of the time you know that if you check raise this turn card, you're not getting action from the big cards. So let's see if Ian decides to lead out. He did have a hand earlier where he had king queen and he flopped a king turned to queen, and he decided to lead out on the turn against pocket tens. So Ian does do what I thought he might do, which is to go all in. I didn't think he would go all in, but to push hard. He's putting Larry in for 55K. Does that look correct to you? No, because he's got a bunch of white chips. So something's off on his stack.
Larry looks like he's got about 1.3.
Yeah,
1.3 million there. Yeah.
So this is the issue you kind of run into if you don't check raise a strong hand like two pair, is eventually you just got to like try to get some value, so you just lead into the guy and it just looks like even stronger than, I mean, Larry's just acting like he's trying to figure this hand out, but mostly he's just thinking about how unlucky he is. I mean, if this guy calls off for his turn of life with king high, I would just be shocked. So I don't know that
there's any barking there.
I don't think there won't be any barking for sure.
Yeah, no barking.
And you know, when Hammer was in here, I was talking earlier that I wish I just knew sometimes what some people were thinking, and this is one of those spots. I'd love to know what's going through Larry's mind right now. Is he really thinking about missed draws and calling with king high?
He's trying to calculate some things in his head. Absolutely.
Looks like he's talking out loud. Let's see if we can pick some of that up. Spot.
Could he really be thinking about calling me?
There we go. Pump it up for us, Reese. I learned how to use this a second ago.
Okay. That's loud. Wes.
Just he was talking to himself. I want to hear what he was saying. I don't think that one is for output. I think that's just for the monitor.
No, it's most definitely allows us to hear it.
It allows us, but I don't think it goes because it was so low. It was like a 0 when I first started messing with it. It was like this. So there's no way that's output. That's just for us, I think. I mean, you should know better than me.
You know, that board's been changing the last couple of weeks. We've been working on our audio, each other stuff, so.
So I was saying, I did find a way to do a delay while
on
I'm
your
streaming.
stream.
So a lot of people don't know it's really hard on any type of mobile platform to do a delay without a laptop. But I can set up a server, video streaming server at my house, which I have done already, and I can actually send the feed to my house first, route it through OBS, put a delay on it. Now we can show whole cards while we're streaming at a tournament. No one can stream snipe us and figure out what we have. I just didn't have time to set it up before this tournament. It would have made it much more interesting because.
Well, then you might get it. I'm not exactly sure.
Maybe I mean there's always a chance that his cards are wrong, but how wrong could they really be? Like ace king, like he's really thinking with 8. I don't understand why we hear the chips, but we can't hear him. Clearly he's talking.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like anybody's shuffling. Is this like a live? That would be bad if that was like the live.
No, I don't think so. We never had these issues before, but they should be able to hear it on the stream.
But nobody's
Yeah, like if you actually turn on the stream right now, you'll be able to hear it.
I don't believe he has 9-9. He didn't see bet the flop. I believe he has king queen. I just don't understand what he was really thinking about for that long.
There was a little bit of an issue with the reading after this hand.
On to the next hand. Did you guys hear what Larry was saying out loud? Like, was he saying something? Oh, he said he had king high?
Yeah, I believe they can hear the audio this way.
But I thought I was turning it up for us, but then all I hear is chip shuffling. I don't know.
The only other time I showed you aces earlier, and that's the only.
No, could not hear it. He just said he had king high.
Thumbs up to you. You know what? I like you already.
All right, Mo's going to get in for the first hand he's played at this final table, raising it up with 10-9 offsuit in the. You know, sometimes people just get tired of folding and they assume that, you know, I've been sitting here, I'll probably get away with this one. No one's going to do much because I haven't played a hand yet. And the worst case scenario is you go to a flop and, you know, I've got 10-9, which is not so bad. I mean, the true worst case scenario is somebody re-raises me and now I just wasted, you know, 2.5-ish big blinds.
I think Larry's trying to talk to us though.
What's up, Nick from Yuma? DJ on the button with Queen Jack offsuit. Kind of a tough spot against an early raise. It is a 1.25 raise, so DJ could make a call, but it's a lot of his chips at this point. He's pretty short. 18 big blinds.
What blinds now?
I don't know.
120?
It's just 100, at least when you walked in, that's what it was.
5100?
How many bullets did you fire, Wes? I fired,
Nick from you, what's up?
I believe it was 7. kind of stopped counting. I guess I should go back and look at my receipts. It was bad. Bad beats were bad.
Thanks, Ryder.
The other B, I got 10s versus kings and aces. I had queens against ace jack suited. They called like a 20 the big blind shove, and he just flopped a flush. It was just every time I got it in, I just
seven ball would be ugly here.
So Jim in the big blind called with the 4 deuce offsuit. I probably would have just pitched that one and moved on to the next hand, partially. But he does hit a deuce. Mo's got 2 overs and a gut shot, and he's got the ability to get 4 deuce to fold a pair. And if you're going to call with 4 deuce and fold a pair, then, you know, I guess maybe fold pre-flop.
Did you say like chip stack MD? He's got a lot, so you can kind of see if he just flops 2 pair there. Maybe even a straight. I mean, Mo's going to take down the first hand he's been in. Congratulations, sir.
I used to play in a poker league with Mo.
Okay.
Home game poker. Long time ago. Say long time ago, and then you start, you're like, oh, like 5 years ago. Wasn't that long ago, I guess.
It could be long, yeah.
Seems like it was ages ago, but 5 years, man. It's probably not that long.
Hello, let's go. Cincinnati money line. Yeah, but I lost the first goal.
So we are hand number 14 now. 620. Yeah, we're at 60.
So it is 120.
Yeah, 60 120.
But it couldn't have been that hand because he only made it 225.
Might have been the last hand. Maybe
So maybe this is
I
the
heard
first.
that. I thought maybe that.
Okay.
I thought it was 60 120. Maybe they were saying 60 120 next
Over
hand
to
there.
Jeff with pocket deuces, and yet again he's just going to limp. Guess he's got a strategy. I find it hard to play poker when you just limp, but you know, if it's something you've done, you've perfected somehow. Ian with ace 10 on the button. I can tell you right now, like the way that I play, if I had seen somebody limp and I had ace 10 also on the button, it's going up.
Yeah.
Especially if I have second chip lead. He is not scared.
How many times has Jeff taken this direction?
This is the 4th, I think. He was the one I was messing up. He had he kept limping, and then Larry was limping behind, and it was like he had jack.
So I
10.
believe that Ian should pick this up after like 12 hands now, right?
Yeah,
He would
Ian has
take,
definitely
right?
seen him limp multiple times, and then not either be able to continue based on action or just not really. You know, there was no sort of aggressive action, but he does make the call with deuces, and he's going to completely miss this flop. But Ian has a 10. And it's kind of a board that really supports his range. So I do think it would be good to go ahead and make a bet. And you don't have to bet too big. You don't want to. There's 1.1 out there. Say you made it, what is that, 325? 425? I do like that sizing. 425. Takes it down.
I like the Boots for Troops hats. You got 2 of the guys right there. Let's go.
Yeah, Nick says limping. Limping.
Pez, how we doing,
Nobody
buddy?
likes to limp. Hey man, some people limp, and personally, I don't understand that. I feel like poker is easier to play when you act like, hey guys, I got a hand.
I got it. Always I got it.
So now when someone else says, no, I got it, you can be like, oh, okay.
Okay.
But when you just limp in and someone raises, you have no idea. Like, are they just raising because I limped? No. Seems like it's an easier game to play when you raise.
There's still a lot of poker crypto to play. But we're going to see.
Always, son. I told you what your age is. 27.
Man, Larry seems to be still fired up about that king high hand.
I'm about to tell you right now, my 2 cards.
Now, Larry came in the tournament day 2 chip leader, and he came to the final table as a chip leader, correct? Or not Larry, but
That
Jim,
was
right?
Jim.
Jim?
Jim wasn't chip lead at the final. It was Ian, but then he took over the chip lead.
Okay.
A few hands in, but
Kind of like
They're both
that
pretty
that
close.
side of the table is kind of heavy
Yeah,
right
very
there,
heavy.
right, Russ?
and the thing is, now they're sitting next to each other, so they should be playing a lot of pots. They're both gonna be in position like they are now at the same time. They're both gonna be in the blinds at the same time. Normally, if you have somebody else that has a big chip stack, you kind of want them to be on the other side of the table so you don't have to battle with them. But we got Mo in the big blind, pocket tens. Gonna make a re-raise, and he's gonna make it big. He's gonna make it all of his chips. This is half. Oh, sorry. This is all of Dave's chips. So Dave made it 375, and now he's just basically been told, "Do you want to be the first guy out?" Well, second guy out. Forgot that Shaw was not super early with aces. Yeah. I'm not real sure how you can fold this hand after putting that much out there. You just kind of got to go with it. You're really only worried about somebody having ace king or aces. If they have kings, I guess it's the same number of outs as if they had ace king. But I mean, final tables, man. This is tournament poker. You can't always just wait to have the for sure best hand. Cool. You should be pretty happy to see it's a flip. Could have been worse. All in player has ace queen. All in at risk player. Ace king 9.
3 spades on the turn.
Oh, whoever pulled a queen jack of diamonds wants everyone to know they would have got there. So that's the problem, is the audio that we're hearing doesn't match up to the timing.
Yeah, they don't hear that though.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's like why we can't figure out what's
going on.
Yeah,
we can't figure out what's going on.
So I guess we can turn this audio down for us, because maybe that's why it's turned down. I was worried that it was the...
Well, you most definitely could hear on stream right now what Ian and Mr. Larry.
These are the payouts, guys. Right, first place, $38,000. Oh, it's gone. $38,000. The other payouts are less than that, and they go down in some sort of mathematical formula.
Yeah, so that mathematical formula is $38,790. Second place is $25,750. Third place is $18,000.
So Mo is going to lose half his stack on that hand, unfortunately. It's going to put him in a spot where he's going to be making some decisions now that maybe he wouldn't have made before, but definitely made the right play. I do like that shove. Just put the pressure on somebody instead of just calling and seeing a flop, but, we can look back and say, well, that would have been a flop he could have folded, but he also could have got ace-queen to just fold pre-flop sometimes. Pick up those chips.
It doesn't seem like David's been using much aggression with his chip stack.
He did have a hand earlier. He tried to get Larry. That's how Larry got his chip feed. He had ace king and he three-bet pre-flop, bet flop, gave up on turn and gave away quite a few chips doing that. And it was, I'm trying to make pockets. What was it, guys? What was it, chat? Pocket eights.
Yeah, no, it's, they went, a couple of them did some grinding days of trying to get to this final table.
Nines.
That's most definitely the truth there. Dave under the gun's got King Pen here.
Yeah, I meant Jim. What was I saying? I wasn't saying Jim. So yeah, Jim got a lot of chips from Dave the other day.
There's that bark. Everyone likes that bark.
So Dave here just doubled up, and he's going to put his chips to work with the King 10 offsuit under the gun. Don't try this at home. Don't try this at final tables.
Yeah, we apologize.
DJ folds.
Mike Van.
And it looks like Jim's in this hand. With the King 9 off. I guess if people are going to call you in the hijack with King 9 offsuit, you should be raising King 10 under the gun.
You know, they've been playing for the last like 12, 8 hours together. Maybe this is, you know, the familiar open ranges here. Larry's going to fold.
Yeah, I feel like Jim looks like a Larry. That's why I keep calling him Larry. But he also looks like a
And
Jim.
Larry folds King 8.
So little does Dave know, he's got Jim in bad shape in this hand. Does flop an open ender, so he may continue. He decides to check. Jim just has a gut shot and one over. Backdoor flush draw. Do you know Jim? Is he an aggressive player? I've seen him
Jim
before,
can be
but I don't know that
aggressive, yes.
I don't know
Yeah,
that we played that much. I just see him around all the time.
Yeah, he used to play a lot of the.
Looks like he has made a bet.
136 live streams. He can be overly aggressive.
450,000.
I heard he's played pretty solid in this. So far, he's played pretty standardly solid. No, at least in the last like 36, I've been told. When I've been like, you know, just like who's been doing what, and from listening to other players, he's been playing, and he's also just been taking down some big pots and just letting other people, you know, knock each other out as well. So like he hasn't gotten too out of line.
So this is an interesting spot because Dave put himself in a. Why is the flop different now? We did see the flop, right? It had a queen on it, right? I'm pretty sure we saw it. Let's just assume it did have a queen, because I think we saw it. You know, he puts himself in a tough spot when he decides to check that. He does have an open-ended straight draw. He still has high cards he could hit the king. And when he checks, it just makes it tough to call. I would like to see a c-bet. You don't have to bet that much. We saw Ian take down a c-bet of a third quarter pot range. I would like to see that from Dave A.
We're at blinds 60, 120, 120, hand number 18. Yeah.
DJ getting shorter and shorter. Hasn't had much to play with.
No, yeah. He got hit pretty heavily in the mid of the tournament and just been able to.
I did play with. Was that? Yeah, we did play day 1B. I did play with him. I don't know which. I think he bagged that one. Yeah, he had a decent chip stack. Jim opened it up with ace 10 and the gun +2. This is where you start to, you know, in this position, an ace 10 type hand. Definitely ace 10 suited, ace 10 offsuit. You know, you got to decide how tight you want to be. And we got Larry going all in, it looks like. Showed he had 9-8 suited. His hand is now not showing. No, now it's 9-9. All in for 1.1 million.
Bad tank. You got a pair? No.
Back around to Jim. He makes the call. Larry's at risk.
Oh, I can fade that card. What?
That was the second first card.
It's fine, brother.
Jim spikes a 10. Larry's got 2 outs. Oh, he does not hit. Ace 10 for Jim.
That's the second burn card? You think that might not be the
I think he's back
That's exactly what he just had. That's it. We're just I don't know, yeah, might have spooked it in that pot.
That's our second elimination.
So there was kind of a little weird maneuver there. You might have noticed it on the all-in. That I actually, Justin Hammer, I'm back. I don't know. Did anyone in the chat say anything? Did anyone know?
I didn't really. I mean, he had chips in different locations.
No, the dealer when he did the burn and put
flop,
out the flop, yeah, like the card flashed.
Something flipped.
Yeah, and if I actually had watched it before to make sure, but I mean, I went to surveillance and checked it and made sure that it was the same. But now watching it again, you could see that the 3 cards came off and the 4th card flipped up. Right. In most normal spots, that is a situation where you would call the floor and they would come over and they would do it. I do give them a little more leeway here in this spot because there's lots of eyeballs watching this. And in that all-in spot where everyone's sure what happened, it's not going to affect the action because they're already all in. Mm-hmm. He kept going, which looks kind of weird, but it is actually fine, and it was the correct board and the correct outcome. Nothing was impacted by it, but I went and took care of that, and I did some of your thing that you hate that people like me do. I got it some taken care of. Got some chips. Look at this monstrosity, man. It's savage. Just if you
bad. You gotta go to the video for that. Nobody could just say it was boom, boom, boom. You didn't even call floor. Real bad. I looked you in the eye. And that's my piece, no matter if it was right or wrong. Didn't call the floor on a flop card like that. Are you kidding me? That's my piece. Thank you.
Mo's all in with 10-9 suited in the hijack. Mo just lost half his stack hammer. I don't know if you probably missed that because you were running around, but he had pocket tens, put pressure on ace queen pre-flop, and ace queen called, and he did not win. Ace queen spiked an ace, and now Mo's feeling short, getting it all in, but 10-9. Looks like Ian's got a good enough hand to call. Ace 8 suited.
Same suit. Do they both have diamonds?
He does. Mo has 1 diamond, 1 heart. There's some flops going. Oh, a 9.
9 on the flop.
Oh.
Yeah,
it scared me.
Okay, so it looks like Mo will
Mo's going to be right back
double.
where he was.
The full double, as Ray Hansen loves for me to say, the full double. It wasn't a partial double. It wasn't most of a double. It was a full. The Boots for Troops tournament just ended. Would you care to take a guess on who won it?
Boots for Troops. Ray Hansen?
No, I think it was heads up for it, so that's obviously a good guess. Ray did win our one-day 20K, and then was also at the final table of the Boots for Troops at the same time.
So I was streaming that. I don't know if anybody was watching my pregame stream, we did catch Ray winning that tournament with Ace-King against Queen-Jack while he was playing the other tournament and going all in blind. Yeah, Ray went all in blind at the other table, so he was heads up, ran over there, went all in blind, and everybody folded.
It's pretty intimidating. So anyway, it was actually a Dirty John win who won the charity tournament, and that
just proves anybody can win.
It can, but you know what Dirty John declared early in the tournament was that if he won, he was giving 100% of what he won to Boots for Troops. So the real winner is everyone who got to watch him at their table for the entirety of the tournament, as well as Boots for Troops charity. So if you would also like to chip in and donate to a good cause, and you couldn't make it out for the tournament tonight, the link is right there in the chat. Boots for Troops, the number 4 troops.com.
Dave A with a pretty 10-8 suited. You know, it's a fun hand to play when you're super deep. I would definitely raise in this spot, hoping to just take it down, but this is one of those final table hands that if you get any action, you're not happy about it because you're going to have to do some maneuvering on a 9-10 deuce flop. That's okay.
Yeah.
Especially when you dominate the big blind. Doesn't take much time to think about it. Fires it out.
Jim is in there with 10-4
Jim doesn't fold any pair ever, from what I can tell.
I
mean, you definitely shouldn't be folding top pair.
Not
so
top pair.
I wasn't suggesting that.
That's the like highest pair you could have without a pocket pair. I've been doing some study.
So that also gives Dave a straight to go on top of. And he hits it straight on the river. But it's a 4-card flush. I think you could take a little more time to think about whether you could bet that river, because I'm pretty sure if Jim had a flush, you would have known about it.
Yeah.
You could make, you know, sometimes in these spots, you can make a really small bet, knowing that there's no way that guy's going to raise you as a bluff. A lot of those things are assumptions, but you can bet like a quarter pot on the river just to try to get a crying call. Because it looks like a bluffy spot for you.
Yeah.
Because you raised and then you didn't even bet when that third club came out. Now the fourth club comes out and you're trying to say, what are you trying to say, buddy? And then he just like, oh, I'm straight.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
Can maybe get called with a pair of 10s. And a 4 kicker. Hand 22.
Well, his kicker improved.
It did improve. I love when my kicker improves.
So now the Mo's doubled up. He played 10-9, but he's not going to play Jack-9. Feels a little more comfortable. He's got this chip stack. He can wait for some hands that he knows are in good position. DJ with Jack-9. This is an interesting spot for DJ.
Jack-9 suited.
I mean, it's one of those hands that's like, it's close here. He definitely knows whether it's on the left side or the right side of close.
Yes.
You know, you picture the hand chart. Jack-9 is kind of in that middling section.
Yeah, it is. Slightly left of center, says DJ. Recent bracelet winner, DJ Alexander. Picked up a bracelet at this year's World
Should
Series
have
of
2
Poker.
bracelets.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
But he won in the most H-Town type tournament they have ever had at the World Series. He won the Flip and Go.
LOL supplements.
Yeah. Flips are something that we do here pretty regularly at Prime in Houston. No surprise that he knew the strategy involved with winning the flip to get to
What if you had
the second.
What if you had a tournament where, like, every time the dealer sat down, it was a flipping for 4 big blinds or a certain amount?
I would be A-okay with that. Oh, I gotta tell you about my idea for the next mystery bounty. I might actually do it. I told my inner circle that I told it to. Like, you better not tell anybody. But I'm gonna just come on the stream and tell you about it. You tell me what you think. What if you did a mystery bounty?
I won't tell anybody.
Okay, good. Just keep it between us. But for those who aren't What's up, James? For those who aren't completely familiar with what's happening here, this is a mystery bounty tournament. Yes? We got an all-in. Hold on. We'll get back to that. No, not an all-in. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a
500K bet and a
500K
call with
bluff and
King
a
High.
call.
Calls with King High.
King High, unless no, those cards aren't wrong because we can see them. Wow. So that means Dave is also a what did I say earlier? Not a replayer, but a tell player.
A tell player, yeah. Tell.
Gotta tell you, everybody's got tells.
He's representing that Boots for Troops. I like that hat.
Do you know Dave here?
Yeah. Yes, I do. He made a final table. I wish I had looked it up before I came in, but he made a final table. And his... Oh, God. I kept saying it was his brother, but his cousin.
Yeah, Rob. That's what I was going to ask you. I didn't know if you...
Yeah.
I assume you did know, but...
Yeah.
For those who don't know, that's Rob's cousin. Rob Alden's cousin.
Okay, so the mystery bounty, you come in, and there's a mystery bounty prize pool that starts on day 2, so it can be a lot bigger because it's a large percentage of the field is eliminated by the time you start giving them out, so it could be way bigger than a normal bounty. What if we had bad bounties? So, like, not every bounty was a good one, but some of them were like...
Like you lose part of your prize pool? Like if you were to...
Like it's a 0. Bum, 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 bum.
I thought you meant it was going to be like you owe $1,000.
No, but to counteract it, I want to do one that are better, like a 2x. Ian raised the 300. Jim, 3 bets, 3x. There was
Texas Standard.
Oh no, we're playing 120 right now, so it was a little bit more. I said min raise. It's a little bit more than a min raise, but Jim's was a full 3x. I will take the size of your wager and triple it.
So this is what I was talking about when you were not here and Reese was in the booth. Is these guys now are the 2 chip leaders? If that's still true, there we go, Jim and Ian. So they're still chip leaders, and they're sitting right next to each other. So there's actually a good chance they're going to play a lot of pots together, just like this one. We got, you know, what probably is going to be a light-ish raise in the cutoff, and then a re-raise from the button with a real hand. You know, they could have had much worse hands. He could have much worse than pocket 9s to make that re-raise. It's going to be interesting if these guys continue to battle each other as chip leaders, because one of them's going to end up happy, the other's going to end up very sad.
Yeah.
And suddenly finding himself with an average stack if this keeps happening.
Yeah, being the chip leader with the second chip leader directly to your right is a lot of fun. Being the
for the guy on the left. Normally you want to see the other guy like, oh, okay, he's on the other side table. I can barely see him. I didn't even want to get mixed up with that guy.
In my opinion, I don't like that idea, says Lisa. Wait, hold on, Lisa. I got to tell you about the amount of pain that I want with this 0. I don't want it to say 0. I want it to say 0, 0, comma, 0, 0, 0.
So you peel it and it's the last number's a 0?
Yes. Max pain. Who won the entry to the 5K? Wait, I got to tell you this story. Ian,
Ian.
You just...
I already said that.
Yeah, you stomped all over the end of it, but that's okay. Ian was very concerned with how I was going to do these bounties and if you got a bunch of them and the tax implications. And what he was dreadfully scared of is just minimally going over the tax threshold. We got a
pocket aces for Jim.
Yikes.
DJ's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, let's watch this one. Looks like DJ ripped ace-7. Jim decided to call with 2 aces.
Oh, chop it up.
Chopportunities. 5 ball, they both have a straight. That is no help to anyone. 5 for a straight. It's DJ's only chance. That's not it. DJ Alexander is going to be...
Our bracelet winner is out of the tournament.
Yeah.
In... Is this 7th place now? What are we in? No, 6th place? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7th place.
7th place. 6 remain. So he was asking about one of the mystery bounties was a seat into the Texas Poker Championship, which is happening March 10th through the 29th. The biggest series ever to hit the state of Texas, coming up right here at Prime Social. Not that that's an ad, just saying. $5,300 main event with a $2 million guarantee. That happens at the end of the series. Check out the schedule at primesocialtx.com. But he was wondering because it is a seat and it's not cash. So does the tax implicate? And he asked me 3 times what was going to happen if somebody won the seat. And then he won a knockout bounty, mystery bounty. He came up, drew, and lo and behold, he draws the $5,300 seat.
So what's the answer?
To the tax implications?
I mean, I'm just setting you up for answering that question, but
The other winner of the
I'm not actually curious because I know, but
yeah, you're
responsible for your taxes.
Yes.
And that's part of your poker winnings for the year. So
correct.
But was he curious about whether y'all would give him a
yes.
a gambling form?
Yes. That's what he was curious.
And the answer is yes. He definitely are going to get a gambling form. You won $5,300.
Because you just won $1 bajillion.
Yeah.
He's going to get a gambling form because of his bounties combined with, I think the min cash right now is in the $8,000 range. So anything over $5,000 above the buy-in.
Yeah, I've never fully understood the guys that really sweat that kind of stuff. Like, is this really the only tournament you played all year that you've never played any cash out? You're not recording anything when you win, like.
Yeah.
Not that he's doing that.
Yeah.
At all. But
we give the forms.
I've heard so many stories about people that, like, it was better to chop because blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, what?
Yeah.
That you just assume you're not going to make any more.
I have seen people give up more money than they could have possibly ever paid in taxes in order to avoid tax paperwork. Allegedly, or in my opinion, I don't know what people are doing. I can't.
Yeah, Ian did win the seat.
I can't put malice in their hearts. The other seat was won by David Shaw.
Do we have 3 Davids at the final table? David.
Yeah.
You would think one of them would win.
Oh, I never read
Ian
DJ's.
folding Jack 10 offsuit in the big line. Mo shoved. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, DJ had something he wanted everyone to know, and we never got to say it. Anything you want the viewers of the live stream to know. Do not check if you get to 5th Street with nothing.
You heard it here. Always bluff rivers.
What is your biggest tournament win? Prime Social's Time's Up tourney for $5.3 thousand.
Wow. Wow.
I would have thought the bracelet paid more than that.
Yeah.
No, I'm taking him at his word. I believe it was the Prime Social Time's Up tournament.
It was a COVID year.
Okay, so that's the biggest tournament. Congratulations on that high score of 5.3K, DJ Alexander. He got started by playing for cigarettes and noodles in the penitentiary.
Oh.
What kind of strategy do you plan on using? Laughing out loud. This was for DJ. And asked if he has any nicknames, he says, they don't say them to my face.
Her favorite DJ.
That's my DJ. Take a look at the VPIP. Jim's coming in at a smooth 55.
Oh, that was. So with each player that gets knocked out, you now can play more hands, and a wider range can be good for you if you're good at doing that. But if you're uncomfortable playing a wide range, man, this is the only time in the tournament that you really start playing 600 or less, unless you, of course, hit 5 and 5 before the final table. But
yeah,
sometimes that doesn't last very long. This is going to last a little while.
Their 5 and 5 actually lasted pretty long.
Did it?
Yeah, it felt like I wasn't timing.
I always felt like my cash game expertise, in that I would always play till the game broke most of the time, gave me an advantage when you got down to spots like that or final tables, because I played short before, and I always felt bad about the guys that didn't do that and just never played shorthand. Not felt bad before, but felt like I had an advantage over.
Yeah. Look at this. He has so many chips. There's just, what do I do with them? See that?
No, I don't see a problem at all. You're talking about he just needs to go upwards. He needs to make a second floor and possibly a third floor. We have invented multi-story buildings.
But some people...
He has seen them.
Some people aren't engineers, Wes. They're just folks who like to play...
Have you ever thought about the guy that invented
poker.
stairs?
No.
Like, can you imagine how he blew just people's mind when he was like, look, stairs.
That's true.
And they were like, oh no.
You think he built them like when someone was crawling up a mountain and falling down and he just walked right
for
up?
like a house. There should just be one-story houses, and then suddenly the guy said stairs, and now every house was two-story after.
And then we're like, how did he do that?
Yeah, that's amazing.
How does he not fall back down? Yeah, I never thought of that.
And going upstairs was probably pretty simple the first time, but I'm sure when people decided to come down, they maybe did like the baby scoot thing.
Oh, we got an all-in and a call here.
Wow.
Okay, so
we are
Jim
gambling here.
Jim has Queen 9, and David has Ace King. David is in the lead. About 2
I mean, you said Jim wasn't sure what to do with all those chips, but looks to me like he knows exactly what he wants to do. He wants to put them in the middle
Top pair.
and try to bust Ace King.
Flop top pair. Jack, Ace, or King is what David's going to need. The equities have flipped.
Oh my!
4.
And that's going to do it.
Yeah, David is going to be our 6th place finisher.
And now Jim's going to have even more chips that he knows exactly what to do with.
Yeah. Oh, Scott Witt. Just subscribed. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate having you here.
I feel a lot of pressure with that last name to be witty.
Yeah. Okay, so Jim coming in with, I think that chip count's a little off because I remember counting it.
It has to be. Did he bust? No, who busted Larry? Because Larry's chip stack was off by like multiple millions. Or he said he had 55K left when he had over $1 million. So
well, the good news is when they go on break here. We're going to come in. I'm going to do a massive color up here. Oh, after this hand. I forgot there was one more hand. Because that.
what does Jim's sheet say? Somebody wants to know. I'll look it up.
These are the eliminated players.
Jim. Okay. Sorry, I messed up here.
That's all right.
All right, Jim. He's been playing poker for 15 years. He started with limit poker.
Wow. I started with poker as well.
He says whatever strategy wins.
Whoa.
Biggest tournament win, $10,000. He is on pace to eclipse that.
I think they've locked up 10,000 right now. 500. If you count his bounties, although he's got a lot of $300 bounties.
His nickname is No.
No.
It says, do you have any nicknames? No.
Oh, I've never heard anyone call him No.
Oh, I'm going to start doing it.
Yeah. If that's his nickname. If I feel as though they accept being called by their nickname.
I can come backwards.
We're going to put, while they do this color up, we're going to take a short break. We're going to be back here in about 5 minutes. Don't go far. Stay with us. You want to hop on? Tell
Yes,
them what's
sir,
going
absolutely.
on? Okay. I'm going to join, well, not join him, but I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back.
Hey guys, how we doing? Is he from Houston? Lisa, who are you asking? Is he from Houston? So yeah guys, how we doing? Excited? If no one's seen it yet, Justin has a series of March coming up. Please check our Facebook. Check our Facebook. Jim, oh, I'm not sure if he is. But check our Facebook. Justin just posted up the series for March. Some really, really good stuff coming up. some major, including a 2.5 million. Millie. It's gonna be a big buy-in, big buy-in, over 5,000. But yeah, we had 3 tournaments today. The 20K guaranteed $300 has already ended. Dave Hansen took first place on that, 73.80. And then Dirty John took and battled Ray Hansen again for winning the Boots for Troops tournament. So yeah, it's been pretty good stuff. Is it on the website? Yes. Hold'em Median Dan. Hey buddy, it should be on the website as far as I'm 100% sure. And that is www.primesocialtx.com is our website. Oh. Hope you guys are liking our little preview right here. This is a little commercial. So yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying everything. And you got Justin West here in the booth with myself. Just saying hello. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the final table. What do you got? Oh, and the barking noises. We get those. Yes, sir, that is correct. 2 milli. 2 milli. I agree. There's some there's some high rollers in there too, right? A couple 3500s, isn't that correct, Mr. Dan? Is that verified, sir? Tell Ms. Joy we say hello. Come on, Dan, verify. I believe I'll be seeing Mr. Hold'em Median Dan. 500K, guarantee, 1100. I believe I'll be seeing Mr. Dan and Joy here during that time in March. Great time for Houston poker and great time in Houston in general. It's not too shabby of a weather. So yeah, that'll be good. Oh, there's links right there. Perfect. What's up, bud?
Have we advertised the next tournament series yet?
Yeah, I'm doing it all right now. Dealer's Choice and Big O. Alrighty. Hell, we got some good ones coming up. 500K guarantee, $500 mystery bounty opens up the series. You get in March 8th, leave April 1st. Oh, that's going to be fun. Good 27 days.
I think I looked at the schedule. I'll play every weekend tournament.
Every weekend tournament?
Yeah. Maybe some other ones, but for sure. There was something every weekend I wanted to play.
Yeah, the 1,000 bounty helped. I'm sure it did, Sean. Yeah, well, I think the 5300 is most definitely going to attract some attention. A little bit outside the box of Houston.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun. We got to reorchestrate some design on our floor a little bit. We're going to have some more tables. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It'll be a blast. I know. I'm playing that too, Dan. Don't you worry. I am so going to play that. Can't wait for that one.
I don't do a lot of satellites, but I think
I would like it if they did some sit and goes too. Like $1,000 sit and go.
Well, I mean, can you do one table?
No, I mean, but 2 people, you know, do like $1,000 sit and go, or like a, you know, like $1,100.
When someone says sit and go, I picture one table.
Yeah, like a sit and go. $1,100 sit and go, 2 places pay out. That wouldn't be too bad either. I did that in a WPT in Canada. That worked. It, you know, same thing. WPTs.
Yeah, poker in Canada.
Mhm.
Is it no limit day? No limit day?
No limit, eh? being that close to Buffalo too. Just throw a baseball and throw one. Don't you guys like our commercial? Yeah.
It's funny because I like trying. I've seen it so many times. I like trying to find people that
you've known or seen before. Like,
Brian. I always see Brian Ears, but I think that's about it.
That is a poker story for the ages, Sean. I agree.
Old man Dan was in that shot.
Yep. I like Jimmy too. Jimmy had long hair in this too. There's a lot of interesting people in here that you could pick out and find out. I think we're about close to be underway here. Man, it looks good. Full kitchen here, full bar. This man Dan had it scheduled down. Yeah, crypto he should. But Dan was definitely the 550 flips. $550 flips. Is that what Flipmaster Reese is gonna be doing? Oh, that's exciting. Alright guys, give us just 1 second. Hey Caitlin, what's up? How are you? Still waiting. We're still waiting. They are not back yet. Caitlin, we're doing good. Wes here in the booth. Reese here in the booth. Justin Hammer also here in the booth. Doing some coloring up. Players are taking a break. So I threw up some advertisements for you guys. Talk to you. I don't think so, buddy. I don't. No. Oh, no. No, I'm good. I will be here, though.
So we're doing a flip event?
Yeah, I guess we are.
Instantly in the money. I looked at the schedule, but I don't actually remember everything.
Yeah, I actually need to take a photograph in my memory.
Six players left in this tournament. Jim, the overwhelming chip leader. Ian's still hanging on in second. Doing a good job. He hasn't freaked out, that he lost the chip lead.
Yeah.
Hasn't done anything crazy.
Tried to get it back.
Yeah, didn't try to panic and get it back. Let's take a look at Ian's bio sheet. He's only been playing poker for 7 years. Started playing online. Apparently also likes aces.
I mean, he looks like he's about 14 years old. I can't imagine how much longer than that he could.
It's true. His biggest win was 12K. Oh, he has the same nickname as Jim.
Oh, yeah? No?
I know he wanted to give a shout out to his boss, who's supposed to be watching this final table live stream. What's up, boss?
Depending on how well he does. Ex-boss.
Yeah, Ian may have to call in Rich tomorrow.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, boss. I was up all night. I was up all night working for you.
Not feeling so good, boss.
Yeah. A little too tired.
But I'm going to feel good tomorrow, I can tell.
Yeah. Seems like one of those one-day flus.
75, 150 are the blinds. Blue chips are 25,000. White chips are 100,000. Do we have any bigger chips? Is this just his coin, his card capper?
No, that's his bounty. His bounty chip.
Bounty chip.
Yeah. Everyone has a bounty chip. They have to keep it in play at all times. Do you know what happens when you throw a bounty chip into the pot in a bounty tournament?
You hope you get it back.
You hope you get it back. But in order to do so, you will either need to emerge with the best hand or get everyone else to fold. Because you have, in fact, just declared yourself all in. Dano says, I started playing poker when I was 7 years old.
So we did a tournament one time. I had some weird ideas, and sometimes the people that hosted the poker game them too would let me do them, and we did an all bounty tournament. But we didn't really think about what would happen when you got to the final table and everybody had the same number of just one bounty left, and everybody's just like, hey, let's just chop it up. So we should have made like a no chop situation, but all bounty was fun.
I can tell you what I've done in my all bounty tournaments, which has worked well. Once you're at the final table, the bounties go away and it's a winner take all.
Wow.
So, in theory, and I did one in LA that had like 200 entries, $1,100,000 bounties. Final table, first place gets 9,000, winner take all. And did anyone hit the 10K bounty? No. Whoa, actually, I don't know.
King 4 against 4-4. You would think Jeff's in pretty good spot here, but Jim's been running pretty good.
And find out when, so we don't spoil it.
Just a king. Oh, with the double up. Jim's shaking his head. I can't believe it. I've lost my powers.
What? I think they're pushing him to the wrong person.
Aren't those mine?
I'm Jim. I'm Jim. I win.
Ian's being patient. I do like how he's being patient. Not that he would have played that hand, but he doesn't look like he's panicked. He's just like, I got all these chips. I'm just gonna coast along, let these short stacks do what they're doing. Mo's all in with the king 9 on the button. It's a good shove on the button with his chip stack. Dave with the toaster can't make the call. He's gonna pick up some important chips. You'd be surprised at final tables, man. Picking up the blinds, man, it can really make a difference. You do it a few times, and suddenly you picked up 10 big blinds after got the ante out there, the big blind. You do that a few times. It adds up. Looking at Dave's bio sheet, Dave was in the big blind that hand. He's only been playing poker for 2 years. Says, how did you get started? He says, no comment. Very controversial way that he got started in poker. Maybe he was forced to play for his life. Mo, once again, playing the let's rip it in style poker with ace-8 suited in the cutoff. So Mo's trying to pick up some chips. You know, he's got a decent stack, 2.4. If he keeps picking up, he's going to get up to the 30 big blind level. We're going to welcome Justin Hammer back in the booth.
He's back. Sorry, I had some TDing to do.
So I was maybe you have some insight on this.
Yeah, hit me.
Dave's bio sheet.
Okay.
We asked him how he got started, and he says no comment. I'm assuming something bad happened in his life that forced him into poker.
Wow. It also shows.
Can you get kidnapped and held by gunpoint? And
it shows the range of answers too, because DJ was fully willing to admit that he got started playing for cigarettes and gum in penitentiary. And
Mo, for the third straight hand, all in. These guys are gonna get sick of this. No, they're not. They're just gonna fold.
Okay, so I just went and checked, and the 10K bounty has in fact not been hit. It is still.
Was
out
it just
there.
one? I thought we had. There's only one, or there's one left?
There's one 10K left.
But there was one earlier, or no?
No.
Okay.
No, there was one 10K. There was a
Gotcha.
50, there was a 20, there was a 10, there was two 5K seats. I think there was 6 2,000s, there was 13 1,000s, 23 500s, and 45 300s. And if that doesn't equal 90, then I'm off on
How long did it take you
two.
to come up with the shuffling of the numbers to?
It took longer than it should. I actually thought that I had it, and then luckily I didn't post it, but some insider TD information. I was putting together the numbers, and I had a typo on my players on one of the fields. So it was 61 for the second flight, and I had it in as 81. So when I finally had it, and I was like, man, I really love these numbers. They look great. I had like an extra 4,000 in the pool that I wasn't able to give away. They only let me give away money on overlays. They don't let me just do it for...
Speaking of overlays,
yeah, I do those.
how did that one day go today?
Here's a little overlay, you know, like just 20,
Value for the players
25%
here
of
at
it.
Prime Social.
I did think that a lot more of these players would jump in after getting these mystery bounties and busting, but turns out not many of them wanted to, but it's okay. You know, it was a really successful tournament, did a really good job, and gave about $4,200 of it back to the players. So it was good. Yeah, ironically, I didn't want to give away 4,000 on accident. I gave away 4,000 on purpose. So there you go.
I've always thought it's weird, like if you're in Vegas or you're reading Twitter, you're seeing players advertising an overlay. Never made sense to me for a player to be like, guys, there's a big overlay in this tournament.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Why is Alan Kessler posting that?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it's akin to like somebody playing a hand very terribly and then spending all of your time berating them and telling them how they could have played it better. Right? There was a situation in a tournament I ran recently. It was an Omaha tournament, and there was a player who was playing 3 of a kind in their hand on the flop. It was a limit tournament. On the flop, on the turn, on the river, raised. Sure enough, hit their set with their 3 of a kind, and I could hear the player next to that person explaining why you shouldn't play trips in a very aggressive manner for quite a while. Had to eventually pull he or she aside and talk to them about it. I said, well, if I told you that there could be a player to your left who had trips in their hand and they were going to play till the river every single hand, would you say, get that player away from me? Or would you say, welcome to my table? Because I, for one, would say, welcome to the table. And make sure that they had a good time playing poker. As we get an all-in here with ace-9, 2 players with ace-9 suited, actually.
Yeah, it's an interesting spot for Ian. It's getting to where these all-ins are, less than 20 big blinds. He's got to pick up chips at some point. He can't just keep, well, he can, I guess, fold to, heads up. But if he wants to have a very competitive chip stack, he's probably going to have to start busting some people out. And Jim just, with a much worse hand, just says, let's go. I have so many chips. I asked Hammer to chip them up for me, so I didn't have to deal with them.
That was nice of me.
Oh!
It's a favorable
That's
flop.
pretty good.
Favorable? What did you say?
There's only one.
The full double.
How does Ian feel right now?
Better?
I mean, he's like, I could have gotten my money back if I called.
Yeah.
But he's got to be happy Jim lost the pot. It's kind of weird, this is a zero-sum game for you to do well. Other people have to do poorly. And if I'm Ian, I'm pretty glad that the chip leader off that hand.
Yeah.
I don't mind that guy doesn't hit. Of course, every time you bust somebody out, you make more money. But you still assume these two guys here in the end are the next guys that are most likely to bust out. So if they're still going to bust out in the next two spots, you'd love for Jim to have lost some chips.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you end up busting these guys out.
Yeah.
Now you've got those Jim chips in your stack.
Oh, speaking of, I forgot to tell you, when I went out there to do that color up, when I was standing there when they had that big hand where we lost David, I don't remember which player it was, but they asked, like, you guys want to start looking at some numbers? And Jim just spout as quickly as he acts on every hand on the river.
Good.
Nah.
Good. I'm so much anti-deal, anti-shot. It seems, and I know like you're gonna have a different perspective because you've been around players, professional players that, you know, they really who do have to consider these things. But I just feel like it's so against the nature of the game, just personally. And I know not everybody feels that way. I'm not saying people should feel that way, but I've always felt like this game was meant to be played, and I didn't get into a tournament to say, gotta show up and make the final table and I can chop this.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I want to win. I went to a tournament because I want to get first place.
I will tell you, I'll take it a step further. I am anti-chops. I am against people who come down on people because they don't want to chop. My stance is on them both as a player and as a tournament director is if everyone remaining would like to redistribute the prize pool in a different manner up into and including ending the tournament, all for it. As a player and as a TD, if that's what everyone left would like to do, I am all for it. If any individual at all would like to play the tournament to completion the way it was intended to be played, no problem. As Mo moves all in here with Ace King.
I'm just checking. 6-7 of hearts is Dave's favorite hand, not 6-4 of spades. So I'm not sure what he's thinking about, but maybe he only looked at this. I don't know. So this is a big all in to be calling with 6-4 of spades. Mo's gonna probably pick this one up. Mo's just going with the ram it and jam it style. There's no min raise, play a flop at this point. I assume if he were to double up, he would start playing more pots in a more traditional style. Jim's gonna call with 7. No. Just thinking about it.
Well,
did he call? Oh, he folded.
Oh no, he folded.
Yeah, I used to play in these home games, you know, and we would get these home games for like $60 tournaments with 50 people in them, which actually is pretty crazy. But and I was always that guy that would get all the beef with people when they were just like, we want to pay the bubble, and I'm like, why? We started the tournament, we posted it, nobody said no to the 7 people getting. Why are we now changing? I just didn't understand that mentality of just we don't want one guy doesn't want to go home, or
the mentality of if you pay the bubble, then you didn't pay it, you just pushed it back.
It's like a pay the bubble, like there's still a bubble, like what? And they didn't, you know, they didn't understand that the fear of the bubble was something that I wanted to use. And it really got so bad that from like a political, social standpoint, I actually gave up on it. I mean, it took me years to be like, I'm not answering this question.
Yeah,
you guys do what you want.
Yeah,
and I would just let it happen because it got to where it was hurting. I don't want to say friendships, but your social aspect in the game. People were getting so bent out, and now the rest of the tournament, people didn't want to talk, and they were mad that you were. You know, it's just like it got so stupid. I just finally like whatever. I'm just not even gonna comment. You know,
especially when they end up bubbling, like then they like hold it against you personally. But I remember way back in the day, and I wouldn't recommend this, but I was a young lad once. I was playing a tournament, and what's up, Jimmy Bluffett?
What's up, Jimmy?
Good to see you, buddy. And it was a tournament that was already paying too many spots. It was like 30 something players, and we were paying like 6 or 7 spots. It was already too many, and we're on the bubble, and it's like, it felt like we have knocked out like 60% of the field, and now we're talking, do you want to pay the bubble? And I said, I would rather just play. And then I start getting all the normal, you know, we've been playing for so long, like 3 hours in this, like daily, and it just sucks to play this far and not get something. It's not that much money. All the normal, they want to take like $30 each or something. It's not that much money. So then the bubble ends up bursting, and I said, guys, everything that you said a second ago is still true right now. He played for what you said was a long time. It's only $20 out of your pocket. He's right there. you are all allowed to pull money out of your pocket and give it to him before he leaves. Does anyone? Do any of you want to do it? He's right there.
He's
Feel
right
free.
there before he leaves.
Like it's all the things that you said a
poor
second
guy's
ago.
like,
yeah, now everybody's like, oh no, we only wanted to do that when we didn't know who it was.
When it could have been us.
Yeah, when I thought it could be me, that's when I wanted to do it.
So got a button versus small blind hand here. Mo flopping the best of it. Well, he had the best of it pre-flop. Jim, we know Jim loves that queen jack.
Trying to get the cards to read. We can see it's a ace 10.
Mo just says, let's effing go. Mo doesn't want to play around right now. He's just like, he's just going for it.
You see what he did.
I would have liked a 3-bet pre-flop, to be honest, but...
We talked about it earlier. He used the bounty chip.
Jimmy Bluffett wants to know, how big are the mystery bounties?
The biggest one of the day was $50,000. The biggest one that's live right now is $10,000. Still have a 5-digit. So when they sweat it, you get the 3 zeros and then the old comma. You see the 2 zeros. Once you get to the third, you know there's a comma coming. And then is it 2 digits or 1 digit behind it? But right now we have 10K, a couple 500s, and the rest are the $300 minimum prize that we have for today. Mysterious.
Bet 800 and then all in. And then pull.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that happened with the software update until you said something. Now all I'm seeing is that triangle every time.
I mean, it's funny that I was like, I don't even understand what oh, okay, I know it is now.
Yeah, no, I remember, I've been to quite a few TDA summits in my day, and I remember that being one of the, I think we finally settled on is like it is an all-in if you're in Europe or Asia, and it's not if you're in America. Like it was just so weird. I've actually run tournaments in China. They do weird, or not weird, they do different triangle things for all-in. Like, it seemed weird to me because I wasn't familiar.
Yeah. The EPT was the only one I saw. I've seen it in.
Yeah, this was the test run for the mystery bounty that's coming up, part of the Texas Poker Championships. Texas's biggest series comes to Prime Social March 10th through 29th. Kicking off with a $500 buy-in, 500,000 mystery bounty, $500,000 guarantee mystery bounty. So we need over 1,000 players to get there. And I don't know. There were those who told me that these should have been a little flatter today, and having watched it and getting to this point, and I really like having the big bounties out there, but I think everybody locking up a little more might be a little bit better way to do it. So we'll see. But what I'm hoping happens, and you heard it here first, I'm hoping to do a $500 tournament with a $100,000 bounty.
Yeah, just when you were saying that, my thought was actually, from a bounty standpoint, I don't know that 30,000 is a lot different than 50,000. I mean, it's just still like a big number that people are going to be like, wow, I got 30,000.
Right.
You could have.
Right. You're saying, like, in regards to, like, winning something big, and it's not that big of a deal. I mean, obviously to that person it is, but for a prize pool and for prizes that people could win, it doesn't scream that much louder. But having, like, a 20, a 10, and a 5, and like, having multiple.
Yeah.
I also need to do, I don't know, maybe I'll mess around with the commas and where they go. I don't know. I want to, the way we did it, I put every bounty in the envelope the exact same way so that you could pull it out and you could sweat. So that you could have the zeros come out and then just see, is it 2 or is it 3? Is there a comma? Is there a number? Okay, there's a number, but is there another number? Is it 1,000 or is it 10,000? And I want to like make that sweat experience just better. I want there to be a lot of options when you see the card, so that's not the way it was now. You could pretty much tell pretty quick what it was. But there was a lot of players who did it slow. Some of them just pulled it right out. Some of them, they just slammed it on the table upside down. If you know which way it's facing, there's a lot of different things you can do with it. I will tell you my plan for transparency and for randomness, randomnimity, was to, I had a board and they all had a number, and I had a pin that I put the envelope under the number. None of the envelopes were marked. They all looked the exact same. Did that intentionally. And have players just pick, and then I was going to shuffle it on every break.
All right, this is one of the first hands,
Chip
at
leader
least
versus
in a
chip
while.
leader.
2 chip leaders are going to be going
Yeah.
to the flop. Ian flops nothing but a gut shot, but we know those Queen X hands that Jim loves to play. I'm just going to make a guess that this is Queen Jack. Ian probably has to fold in this spot without any backdoor flush draw. It's a good fold. Maybe we can get that hand to read.
Jim's got quite the poker face. So I was going, like, I was going to shuffle the envelopes on every break, and I was just going to put them back in. So I had a board and it had all the numbers, and you could pick it. But what happened was somebody picked their number. They picked 23. And then they got like a $500 bounty. It was a good one. It wasn't spectacular, whatever. But then I filled some of the envelopes back into those spots because I was going to shuffle them, but I had more than there were spots on there anyway, so I filled it back in. I had them. You could pick from all of them at all times. Then he walked by and saw that there was a 23. He said, how come there's 23? I just picked 23. It's like, that was just occupying that space. Now we're going to have another one there. Next guy comes up, pulls 23, and gets a $20,000 bounty. Because that's just, you know, one of those things.
Folds to the blinds. We're going to have a blind-on-blind battle. Jim with pocket fives makes a, I believe, a large-ish raise. Mo's got a hand he can defend. What we've mostly seen from Mo recently is just going all in when he's first to act. But in this spot, got a raise in front of him. Does not have an ace-high hand. He's going to see a flop. Pocket fives. Not too scared of a 10-7 deuce board.
Just a little rainbow there.
Yeah, it's not too scary. With 1.2 out there, a half pot bet makes a lot of sense. Mo is in position if he decides to continue. And his plan, in my opinion, is to take this one away.
He's floating here a little bit. Oh,
But
how about that?
I can tell you right now,
Yep, that float bet would not be working.
this plan is not going to work. Let's see what Jim does. I would just stick with that half pot on Jim. That looks like it's pretty close. I like it. Oh, Mo.
Oh.
It's good that it looks like he was actually waiting for some sort of card that was actually going to help him. Maybe a queen, jack, or king. He wasn't just going to blast off on any turn card.
I had to make a ruling.
Did you do it right?
I don't know. Answer with confidence. You want to everyone out there who wants to become a tournament director of the year nominee or finalist. They told me to say finalist.
We were doing somebody was really excited to do some what ifs.
What ifs?
And you weren't around, but I was trying to give my best. It had to do with the hand that was popular on Twitter this last week or so, where the guy doesn't want to turn his hand up. He's telling the dealer they're all in, and then like the other player just mucks his hand. So the question, that one, whatever. My ruling on that was, the guy's going to win the hand and be banned from the casino.
Yeah.
That was my first, and then the second one was what would happen in a tournament? What would happen? It's a bracelet event. What would happen if that happened? And the guy mucks someone else's cards.
Okay, so there's two different things, but I will say, if you don't want, like, let's say you and I are playing, and I don't want you to muck my cards, and I'm going to say this with a big asterisk, because what you said is true. If somebody mucks somebody else's live hand, that's never, ever, ever, as we see Ian with aces here.
And the ace of diamonds.
Yeah, and
Easy
a
game.
flush draw. That is something that is always going to be some sort of penalty up to and including permanent bar from wherever I'm working, obviously.
Specific to the tournament question, would the player get chips returned back to them that got their hand mucked? Let's say he's all in. Does he get his all in bet? Or he has to pay the smallest previous bet? And what would you do there?
It is not a guarantee that you would get all your chips back. It is not. There are situations where you would, but the key to that story, if I remember it correctly, was one player granting another player permission to handle his cards, which is important to me. And what I would recommend is never grant another player permission to handle your cards unless you are willing to accept any of the things that they are going to do with them. Now, you reach over and grab my cards that are protected, or even in front of me not protected, and you throw them into the muck, you are instantly losing that hand and probably being banned from the casino or the social club or the card room or wherever you are playing, because that is just obviously not the type of behavior that could be tolerated. And if that happened and we were in a multi-way pot and you killed my killed my hand and I did nothing wrong, absolutely I would return whatever chips that guy has put into the pot. In that spot in the cash game, yeah, that's exactly what I would say to the guy. You're right. You have the last live hand. You were granted permission to touch his cards. You can either give him the pot on your own, which is obviously the right thing to do, or you will win the hand and you will never be allowed to play here again. I am fine with that, and I know there's some other people who are floors in the community who disagreed and said that spirit of the game or whatever, you should, but you have the opportunity to flip over your cards. You granted somebody else permission to touch them, and then they did something other than what you would have wanted them to do. I see multiple mistakes here, and you should not ever tell somebody else you could touch my cards. You want the hand to be live if he flips it over, right?
Looks like this action is a little bit wrong. Mo's not all in. But I think the King 10 is ace on the flop is going to make it hard. I think Dave's all in. That gives him some outs. There it is right there. Not him some outs, but King 10. Who had King 10?
Is it chop? Ace king versus...
Oh, they both had a king.
Yeah, the hand is wrong.
Well, I knew that Mo wasn't in at all. That's going to mess up his chip stack for the rest of the... He's been eliminated. King for a chop. There was a funny story like this one. It happened in a card room around here where a guy said, I saw that card that flashed. It's a 10 of diamonds, and the dealer turns it up, and it's not the 10 of diamonds. And something the dealer picks up another card. It's not and he just keeps going, and finally somebody's like, "What are you doing? Stop!"
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, must be this one. Nope.
Yeah, that is one of those things that can be. There doesn't have to be a specific set rule, because sometimes some weird, shady things are going to happen. But most of what I argue every time we come up with a rule at the TDA Summit, or when I'm talking rules with other, you need to come up with a set of rules that'll work a high percentage of the time, because none of them are going to work 100% of the time. And if you could tell me, here's a 1%er where what you're proposing isn't going to work, therefore we should disregard the entire rule, I'm going to say, no, we should just get it right 99% of the time, and in that 1%, hope that we're able to fix it, or hope that there's a solution better than whatever's happening. But for the most part, if you tell me, if some guy is an angler or a cheater and he could take advantage of that rule over and over and over again, I'm going to tell you, no, he can't. So he or she can probably get away with it a couple of times, and then they won't ever be allowed to play here.
Look at all these kings.
King Jack, Ace
Original
King,
Razor was King
Queen.
Ian flatted with King Jack. Jim's running over the table. Got Ace King. I can tell you right now, he's not thinking about anything. He's actually already made the re-raise. 1.5 million fake chips. Units. Oh, he's so weird. So Ian should have actually probably lost more in that spot. I think he probably should have been three-betting from the small blind. It's really hard to play out of position is the reason, and he had a good enough hand. He also has the chip stack to do it, but I guess at the same time, you do 3-bet at that point, and I believe it was Jeff or Dave that made the raise. They are short enough that they can put in a 4-bet, and now you're hating life, so possibly that's why he decided to flat. He's probably thinking right now that Jim's kind of getting out of line and putting pressure on him, but the reality is Jim has been getting out of line. But,
Not
in
that
this
time.
hand, he just had ace-king.
Yeah. That's just it. You should, when you're in a spot and you have an aggressor and you have a good chip stack, if you are going to be really cautious with the ICM implications, you have to either play super duper tight and only play your big ones, or you have to play super passively and know you're going to lose a lot of small pots, or take the other approach and say, I want to win this tournament, and then just pedal to the metal. Let's go. I mean, I don't remember if it was you or Reese that I was saying earlier. I just always find that it's so much easier. Poker is so much easier when you're aggressive. That's my own personal experience. That I've always wondered why people do play passive and limp in or make only calls and put themselves in spots where you're just completely guessing where you're at. Once you do start doing raises and re-raises, not only can you represent things you don't have, but it just feels so much easier to play. So Ian wanted to keep a pot small in that situation. It ended up saving him a lot of chips. I teach my kids when we're playing our family poker game, because I do that with you. As any good dad should. If you bet, there are 2 ways to win the pot. And if you call, there is 1 way to win the pot. We can always just take the other guy's hand and put them up. True story. Mo's going to make a raise up here with just a 6. Jim didn't come to this final table as second in chips, and now chip leader to fold a jack. Mo's got 13% equity. It does not hit on the river, but that could be a good card. Any big card on this board, or any diamond would have been a good bluff card, but Mo's just going to check it down. He did have showdown value. That's probably, for me, Hammer, the most frustrating thing in poker is you get to the river and you realize you missed a bluff. Yeah. I don't know that Jim's folding, but suck outs don't bother me as much, clearly, because I haven't told any bad beat stories today. But it's really I missed a spot. That really frustrates me. Yeah. But I am equally frustrated when I bluff and then just get snapped off. Doesn't bother me. If it's the right bluff, I don't mind. Yeah, mine never seems to be the right one. So you're a results-oriented bluffer? Yeah. I'm a tell player and a results-oriented bluffer. But, I know that about myself, so that should be worth something. I don't know if it is, but it should be. It should be. Appreciate everyone joining us. We haven't said in a while. We are at Prime Social in Houston, Texas, home of the Texas Poker Championship, coming March 10th through 29th. Mo all in with 5s. Jeff snap shoves the pocket 8s. Jim painfully. Jim cannot believe he has to fold jack something offsuit. Your classic 79 21%er. Yep. 4-1 favorite. Let's see if he can turn a 5 like Jim did. Oh, that was close. A 5 and a 5 only. And that's going to do it for Mo. Okay. He is officially now eliminated correctly in the system. I will tell you that what I did here, I called an audible. I had been insisting that players either wait till they are eliminated or on break to collect their bounty, but I did a switcheroo here. All the bounties for the rest of the tournament are going to be at the table. So I had Josh come in, spread them out, let him pick his fate. He took the middle. We all get to see. Look, he's trying to do it for the camera and everything. The $10,000 bounty.
Let's go!
And look at all the other players are so happy for him. Good job. I'm so glad that $10,000 bounty went to you and not to me. I am just so grateful for you and your life and your family.
Well, I mean, at this point, we know they're guaranteed more than $10,000 in the tournament because we are now down to 4 players.
Yeah. So I ran out a little bit ago because someone had asked if the 10K bounty had been hit yet. And I said, why aren't we watching these bounty polls on the stream now? Like everyone can see it. There's no impropriety. You can see all the envelopes right in front of us. And so I ran over there and I told Josh, hey, if anyone else gets eliminated, bring the bounties to the table.
Did you guys not think about putting the bounties in the stream room and doing them all day long on stream?
Did think about it, and honestly what I think I'm going to do next time is, well, I don't want to say it because I might change my mind, but we did video them.
So he's guaranteed 24,000 payday today, 14 plus 10,000.
Yeah,
he's got to be happy.
Yeah, I also have to decide.
Oh, he's crying.
Normally when he bought that hat for Boots for Troops. I told him
it's good luck.
I told him if they bought that hat, I would give them a free Prime Social hoodie. And so he went and he bought the hat. He got a hat and hoodie for $25. That all went to charity. That all $25 went to charity. If you could think of a better deal, then I say you are a liar. Because that is the greatest deal that has ever existed. $10,000 bounty is down. It is down. That was cool. Yeah, I am going to, for the next one, I am going to have some, I want people to experience the sweat live. I want them to, especially if I do like Lisa suggested and do the $0 bounty with 5 digits of zeros. That was Lisa's suggestion, right? Lisa said that was a great idea. We should totally do that.
Wow. Are they going to know ahead of time that that's a thing? Because you're going to make somebody very mad.
Yeah, but think about it. Did you look? I was obviously joking. Did you look at the 3 faces when he pulled that $10,000 bounty? Did those look like grateful? Like they were just so encouraging. Like you
it
want.
Looked like the face of a player that should have chopped a tournament.
You want the bounty yourself, right?
Pay the bubble.
So like, if someone gets 80% of the way through the process and it looks like they're about to get one of the big ones, everyone in the room is going to be like, oh man.
Oh, so you want to put it like on the screen where everybody can watch it?
Yeah. So when the guy's like, oh my god, it's 50,000, and then it's another 0, and then it's, oh no, it's 0. Yeah, that guy is going to be very upset. Every other person in the room is going to be
Or it's got
ecstatic.
like the cent sign instead of the dollar sign. So it's like
yes, yes.
10,000 cents.
Brent wanted to do it like a big number, but like whatever it was from Squid Game, whatever their currency, yuan. So like nobody knew when you're watching Squid Game. It's just like 16 gabajillion won is what you win for this, and everyone's like, "Is that
good?
Is that like millions? Is it billions? Is it just $100?" Hammer, I will tip the table over like viral Twitter post from Asia if I get slow rolls.
Have you seen that?
With 0,000.
Have you seen it?
No.
So they're having a cash game live stream, and the guy just comes to the table and he tries to flip it, right? But it's so heavy, so it just, and then it's like, and it like loses a leg, and like the chips are just everywhere, and like no one wants to like even do anything. They're afraid of this guy. They're all just like, and like bracing themselves for what might come next.
Could you imagine how embarrassing it would be to like attempt to flip over a table but not do it successfully?
Yeah. And he didn't even, he went at the 3 seat. He thought he was going to flip the table over from the 3 seat.
Yeah.
He got at least ask the 5 seat to move away.
Yeah.
Can you move over, sorry, real quick? I need to flip this table.
Like, yeah. Although if you do it from the 5, you're going to go at the
dealer, can you back a little bit?
I would,
This table needs to be flipped.
I would gently push the dealer. Just say, I don't mean to cause any harm to you, but I do to Every person here's good time. Could you please slide over
This stream is over.
whilst I flip the table? Please. With all due respect. My kids think that you can say whatever you want if it starts with all due respect or ends with no offense. Yeah, you can say whatever you want if you say no offense. Because you have made your intentions clear to not offend.
So Dave's been over there with a short stack, basically being forced to fold. Now he's got a milli and pretty close to what might be his least favorite hand. All these guys seem to have the same least favorite hand, except for Ian really does not like Queen 10 suited. That's a very specific
Something
least
happened.
favorite hand.
There's
You think something happened?
There's a story there.
Wow.
Yeah.
As a child,
Yeah.
got beat by Queen 10.
That's what my least favorite hand, because of something that happened to me as a child, is the draw 4 wild card in Uno. It's one time.
It felt personal, didn't it?
One time I was heads up against my brother
51% VPIP
playing high stakes Uno, and he laid 3 draw 4 wild Uno cards on a row. I had just said Uno, and I had a wild, and I was just moments away from glory. And he dropped 3 draw 4 wild Uno cards. And you know what he did just to rub it in? He picked a different color every time. Like red, green,
pressure chocolate,
blue. Yeah. So that's my least favorite hand, but it's, you know, I have a reason. Oh, there we go. Someone's on my side. I 100% endorse both ideas just mentioned, especially the Squid Game numbers. See?
I'm looking through.
See, Lisa?
Mo won more than his biggest score, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Ian's going to win more than his biggest score.
Wait, what was Mo's biggest score?
4,000. So
he won more than that?
Didn't he?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was about to say the wrong one. Jeff is the one who just won.
Jeff, his biggest tournament win, 11,000.
Oh, he almost beat his biggest win with 1 bounty. How cool is that?
5K, also going to be his biggest. Speaking of Dave, looks like he's all in.
Queen Jack suited.
Kind of like the Queen Jack in this scenario. Look at that. He's only 2 percentage points off.
Jim?
Says Jim's biggest win is 10K. He's not playing like it. He's playing like he wins these all the time.
Yeah. Okay, Ace 5 is slightly ahead. Virtual coin flip with Queen Jack suited. Diamond King. Okay. Ace High is a little bit better now. Ooh,
oh, it's a
there's some
diamond.
Extra outs. A diamond, a queen, or a jack. Otherwise,
that's a diamond.
A diamond. Dave will get the double. Once again,
blinds are now 100, 200, so that gets them back up to a 10 big blind stack.
Jim,
plus a little bit.
Jim, very confused.
Jim can't believe his eyes.
Do you know who I am? Pretty cool. Jim came in day 2 as the chip leader.
Yeah, came in as chip leader day 2, came to the final table second in chips, won back the chip lead, and has been punishing the table ever since. So that gives, not Jeff, Dave a little bit of room to breathe. Jim with the 7-8 suited. He's going to raise it up, put some pressure.
I like it, Jim. I like it.
Jim has played half the hands.
He's nicely aggressive.
I don't know if that number got reset at some point.
Uh-oh.
Because I noticed...
oh, wait. Yeah, that's a call.
Dave's all in with ace jack.
Oh, that's a call.
Ace.
And 7-8 suited.
Ace or jack. Black card, ace or jack.
Not Jim's favorite hand. He's going with it anyway.
I like it. Oh, this
Diamonds
time.
on the flop. Look at that, though. Dave's got the resuck potential if this turn is
Positions
a
are
diamond.
flipped, right?
It is a diamond.
Jack
Dave's got the
diamonds
ace of
here.
diamonds.
Ooh, one
He's
more
going to
diamond.
need to hit a diamond to win this hand. Oh!
He does not.
Here's the board instead. Just like that. 7-8 beats ace jack.
Eliminated.
Player
Fourth
eliminated.
place.
Money increasing with each bust out.
It's starting to get big now.
It
Oh, and here's
is.
another bounty.
Let's pull a bounty.
What we got left?
Got 3 now. Oh, you mean as far as bounties?
Yeah. We got a couple 500s, 300s. There's Miss Lay. Doing good old bounty stuff. She's been doing it all day.
Lay
Jim,
all
what you
day.
got there, Jim? Ta-da! What we got? 500?
We do not get to know.
No, I guess not.
Alright, good guys. Good game, man. Good game, man. Good game. Is there any 500s or is all 300s left?
In typical Jim dad style, he puts it in his giant billfold along with his diner's club
Some of us
card.
call wallets, but that's actual billfold. Oh man. So who we got? We got Jeff, Ian.
This is where
and-
poker gets kind of awkward. You just got 3 people.
Yeah.
You're either in the blinds or on the button.
Yep.
You're either hating life or you're like, yes,
Yes,
I'm
I'm
not in the
position.
blinds.
Yeah.
And then the very next hand, you're like, oh god, I gotta put money on again.
Wait, and I have to raise it.
I'm supposed to raise with like every hand. Am I not?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. 'cause
Trying to get accurate chip
I
counts.
can see his. Can you tell me how much you have, sir?
Three left, Wes. 3.
I have like, yeah, I have like 7.
Ian was asking if his boss was doing some nice little shout outs. Like, okay.
I wouldn't be against ICM. We're all pretty close.
3 and 2. Those are 2 positions as far as like actual casino card room tournaments,
One double.
like legit tournaments. I've never gotten 3rd. I've never gotten 2nd. I have like 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
I've been in
4.
this position before, Wes. I've been in position 3 ways all in for about 6.5 hours in early. It is.
Well, I've been past. I just haven't had the 2nd place one and the 3rd place one for some reason. I just want to look. I just haven't had those.
I got 3rd place, and I'll tell you what, this position, like you said, it's just small blind, big blind, button, steal everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, yeah, and it's just so, the variance goes back and forth so much. Like you said earlier, Wes, range is wide, open even wider.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, if I'm on the button in this scenario, the problem is if I'm Jeff, I can't really open that wide
Yeah.
against these guys that have these stacks. So he doesn't really have the typical button range.
what has he got? 20 big, less than 20 big blinds.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, it's also his. He's supposed to bust next, so he's got to
Yes.
do something. So
Absolutely.
it's these guys can really put him in a tough spot every time he raises. But you know, if he doesn't do that, then he's just gonna. Sorry, he's just gonna end up getting 3rd place anyway. So you might as well risk it a little bit. But now Jim's on the one. He should just go ahead and put his raise out there before he even gets his cards.
Right?
Let's see. Let's see if he. I mean,
What should opening ranges be now? Like lead out, like 400 or like 600?
at this point, I mean,
Like on the
everything I would have done at the final table would have been min raises because I would have been doing that from the 2nd day.
Alright, so 400.
Basically, once I hit like the 800 big blind, I'm just min raising for the rest of the tournament. But if you're not comfortable doing that, you definitely can't do that. We got A6 flopping trips against King 8. Got some overcards. Ian's going with a bet on this flop. Jeff's gonna act like he's making a decision. And wow.
Ooh.
I would have just called, let
Heavy.
Ian hang himself, but he's putting a raise in. Sometimes in this spot, the other player just says, why would you ever raise in this spot? Looks like that's kind of what's
Yeah,
going on with
that's
Ian. He
kinda
doesn't
working.
understand, why would you raise? You must just have clubs. I'd like to see one more card dealer. Ian's hoping for a king or an 8, but little does he know. That might be the best thing to help Ian out, because now
Oh, that's an all-in shit right there.
even if he was wrong, he's now has the best worst hand.
Oh, but that nice little scoop pot there for Jeff.
Jeff's going to win a pot that makes a big difference to his chip stack.
Absolutely. I think that makes him almost quite even with Ian at that exact moment.
3.9, 5.7.
Yeah. Tables are turning.
Now it's a little bit different.
Yep.
You know, he can actually make those button raises like he's on the button now. These guys aren't going to want to 3-bet him quite as wide, because he can do some damage to their stack. So the big stack is supposed to take advantage of the little, like pick on the little stacks.
Sure, absolutely.
Medium stack should be putting some pressure on the big stack because he doesn't want to lose that.
Yep.
And the little stack puts pressure on the medium stack.
So this also goes to our
he's got a pair on the button. Let's see what sizing he goes. 2K to call.
Oh,
he's just going to go all in. He feels that this hand is a little bit too hard to play. He says, "Why would you ever do that?"
I swear I saw him motion of a fold or something. I didn't see
Cannot hear what he's saying. Does he have a problem with this action? He threw the bounty chip in.
So is this now dead, I assume?
Did he throw it in and not say, now he wants to not be all in?
Me and him both checked, and then all of a sudden he threw in the chip.
Something on the floor here.
Wait.
I'm fine with it. Can I have my 100 back?
Hold on. I don't know what happened.
Reese, do you know which one of these is the tabletop?
So I don't know. I was watching.
So we figured out that's actually the live table.
Went all in.
Which one?
This was the one I was messing with.
Oh.
It was the live table. That's why I didn't match up.
Is there one that's not?
There has to be.
It was before, yes.
Nope.
I did not call. I was calling.
Just give me 1 second.
Nope. I can't tell you what this is about.
What is it?
So what happened is that he put out. He thought it was just a call,
But it was a bounty chip.
but he didn't recognize that. So he did put out one chip, and he didn't recognize that that was not a call, that it was the bounty. So
So he thought he was calling with the 100K chip,
yes.
but he only threw out one.
Well, no, that's what he's trying to think because one chip.
It's not an all-in call.
This is what he's
No, it's not.
saying here.
It's not all in. Give me his chip back. Let's go. There could be more to it. He didn't call all in.
I think that's the only question.
Oh, that's where you were going with it? I never even
I was
thought
just
that,
gonna
bro.
flat. I was just gonna flat. I thought he was motioning to fold.
Justin's gonna sit here and fix this real quick. Look at that cowboy hat, Wes.
He had not
Yeehaw!
put the chip in. thought he
I
motioned to fold, so then I went to flat.
had a bet with Alex optional. He was trying to throw a napkin and landed in Hammer's hat.
Yeah.
If it had stuck, I would have lost $100.
Oh,
Luckily, right as it got tossed, Justin turned his head.
no way.
Air ball.
Haha. That's a quick little 100.
It was actually on par to hit the front brim and possibly stick there.
As you guys could hear right now, Justin's gonna make the official decision here. You guys can hear this.
You feel like you put that in turn or out of turn?
I thought he was folding and motioned it, and I was.
Okay, so what it sounds like happened is he acted out of turn. Action has now changed, and he's going all in.
Guys, again, this is
1K.
for a lot of money.
Hey, Reese, this is muted over here. Do you think that needs a change?
I don't think so.
Because
And it
normally we
looks-
can hear them, but
Yeah, it looks like whatever decision Justin made and you guys just heard is the right one. And he was able to fold.
be that
I've
one.
tried me and Josh been tweaking this thing for days. See, I just come in after that, so.
So what was the ruling?
I just no. I
The ruling was that Justin allowed him to retrieve the one extra 1K, and he was able to fold, and so was Jimmy right away.
He could only fold. So that he couldn't angle. Potentially. I can understand why Ian was bringing it up, but at the same time, I don't know if he had looked at his hand, he might not have made such a big deal.
I think he
But
was just
I would have been
nervous
like,
that he was thinking that was
that
a
has to be an
one-chip
all-in, I would
call
think.
kind of thing, too. I think maybe that was the discussion thought process, was that a one-chip call. And I think that was what the biggest thing is, because that's what Ian was talking about.
I mean,
right
I don't know if I should even voice my opinion. I'll just we'll just move on.
Because we can't really hear table talk, right? So I can't really know exactly what was discretionary issue.
Jim, he loves them paint cards. He's also loving the button. I don't know, Jim. I would have put him in raise in there.
In position, Jim.
I would have put him in raise. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You lose 2 big blinds. Got a limp from Jeff. Ian makes a good raise with deuces because it's going to be hard to play deuces post flop. He's just going to take it down.
I like this little trick that Jeff's doing with his chips. He's doing a whole little roll going over. Seems like he's only doing it when he gets the button. Like, it's just like, okay, I gotta mix over button. Ian is third in chips right now, but it still signifies that he's got 31 big blinds. So, not in danger zone yet. Still got plenty of moves. Again, it seems like a lot of 3 bets are taking pots down, at least the last 4 or 5 hands. So, 1, 2, 6. Seems like it's gone down.
Another button fold. Just doesn't want to mix it up with a hand that he's not sure how to play.
There's ace deuce with ace 7 here.
I was talking with Hammer. I think you and I talked about this as well. Ian decides to limp in, which is going to make this hand hard to play because now he's just not sure what that means when Jim raises. Is he just taking advantage of my limp? Does he actually have a hand? This is why I personally prefer just to open raise. Now when a guy 3-bets you. But Ian ends up making a 4-bet. Or it wasn't a 4-bet, it was a 3-bet because he limped in, but he was had it. He says, I've had it with you, Jim. I limped in as a trap.
Let's go.
So if that's your plan, if you actually have a plan for limping in the small blind, and there's a lot of guys that do like to limp in with everything in the small blind, and then
take that strategy differently, right?
Yeah, and then take that some of those into limp raises. It really depends on who you're playing with.
Do you believe you can accumulate more chips that way? Like, I mean, yet I'm not saying it's not the best.
So here's my long-term strategy has been to, if I'm playing against a bad player or a not very good player in the big blind, I actually do a mixed strategy of limping and raising.
Okay.
And it's literally based on my hand.
Okay.
And a bad player won't take advantage of that. They'll just be glad you limped in. They'll be like, oh, God, thank God he didn't raise. Like, seriously.
Sure,
like,
sure.
So you're sitting there with 8-6 suited and you limp in. They're just happy you didn't raise. They're just going to give you a free flop. So you should be limping in. If you got a good player in the big blind, then you got to really decide.
This is King Jack here for Jeff. He goes
King
all
Jack
in.
And King Jack.
Jim instantly calls this. Here we go. I mean, players have the same hand. Hearts?
Yeah, it feels like Jeff is on a free roll of
Jim
4%.
saying no hearts, no hearts. There is 1 heart on the board. Okay,
That's
safe pot.
So the strategy then is in the big blind. If the big blind is a really good player, you have to decide: are you going to continue doing that, or are you going to, or are you going to mess around with? You're just going to. What am I doing wrong, Reese?
Just keep on coming.
Oh,
yeah, it goes through.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Are you going to do a limp strategy? So I can tell you, if you guys watched live at the bike or you watch Hustler, I did play a 5K tournament at the World Series, and Andy was on my left. And I decided for the first time ever in my life I was going to have a limp small blind strategy because Andy was not somebody I thought I wanted to play raised pots with in the blinds. So I decided I'm just going to limp everything. I've heard about this, never done it, but I'm going to figure this out right now. And I actually played a hand against him where I limped in, like it was like King Jack, and just check all, and it ended up I won a big pot.
Nice.
And he was furious. I don't know what. Threw his cards in the muck. Every hand he folded after that was fired into the muck. Something about what happened in that hand, either he thought I should have folded or he thought I should have shown aggression earlier. So now the guy throws in 1 chip, and what's the ruling now? Like he did the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was told from now on it'll be an all-in if you do this. Pocket jacks. It's a good way to play them. So it looks like, as I was describing that strategy, that's what Ian, either that's his strategy or he just decided at that moment.
Yeah, maybe that was it. good spot.
I probably
for
should
him
have
to-
raised. Now this guy's trying to take advantage of me. You
Yeah,
know
why
what?
not?
I bet you
It
can't
looks
call
good
all
enough.
in, buddy.
Yeah.
And he was right.
Paul, how long has this been going on? The
4 days.
Well, yes. The live stream itself has been going on for 2.5 hours. But Wes is 100% entirely correct. It started on Thursday. All day once, all the way up till today. Then restarted at noon. And now we're at the final table at 12:30 a.m.
I don't know what's going on here. Jeff folded ace-6 on the button. I mean, we have been looking at these guys' bios. They don't have a lot of huge wins. So we can't expect them to play like the pros do that we see on
that
TV.
would be a 3-bet for sure.
Well, just an open. It was
Open,
just,
yeah.
you know.
Oh, he was on the button?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Yeah.
But I mean, you're talking about money that they've never won before
Sure.
already. He just picked up a huge bounty of 10K.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
You know, he's probably just. I can't say probably. I don't know what's going through his mind.
Ian's got Queen Jack. Here.
Ian does have a good hand open on the button.
I like this.
Jim's just going to call
called.
in small blind. A hand that I would probably fold most of the time. But Jim likes to see flops, as you can tell by his over 50% VPIP.
How's the flop look?
Flop is all white cards with some speckles.
Yeah, I see some pips there. Here we go.
Ian with the C-bet and take it down. Giving him a little bit more confidence. The last two hands he's played. Probably feeling a little bit better. Pretty close to getting back to second place. But
Yeah.
his expectation was to win this entire thing. I did do an interview with Ian prior to this final table.
How'd that go?
I was telling you or Hammer, again, y'all been switching out, so I can't remember.
Sure,
but you know, he had a final table that he made. I keep saying it's Foxwoods, but I don't actually remember if that's true.
That's Connecticut.
But he basically made a final table that was 110K for first. He did feel like he made a bad fold in that tournament looking back, and he's always wanted to avenge his tournament there. He felt way more comfortable coming into this final table, and a few punches in the mouth can really mess that up at a final table. But I think now he's feeling pretty good. He's won those two pots. He can see a pathway to where he could get those chips back.
Queen 7 versus King 7 here. Both covered in
Domination
each other's
with
suits. Oh,
three
wow.
clubs on the board. And both of them are open-ended for a straight draw. Payouts for first place is 38,000. Below that, I don't remember.
38,000, 28,000.
And there's a flush.
Oh.
Both players have a flush. Ian's is only 7 high. It's possible that he's not too excited about his flush.
Second place is 25,000. Third place is $18,980. So all three players are guaranteed $18,980. I like this bet.
Yeah, I think you should go big in this spot because the guy's probably not going to call you without a club. So if you're getting called every time he has a club and he's folding every time he doesn't have a club, you should just bet big. Yeah. And sure enough, that's exactly what happens. Is he called because he did have a club.
Throws the 7 out.
Gets slow rolled with the 7 coming first.
Not gonna show him.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. I don't think Ian should be folding in that spot.
No, I agree too. Unfortunate.
More chips going Jeff's way. Potentially, we'll see him play his button one of these days.
Could happen. He might surprise me. But yeah, three players were at blinds 1, 2, and 2. That is 100,000, 200,000, 200,000. That is.
King, queen suited. There we go, Jeff. Comes in for what looks like a min raise.
It looks like 5.
Is it 5?
Yeah, I think he downclicked a little bit. Yeah.
500K. Ian with the queen 4. Jim snap calls with king 6 offsuit. I think this is a board I would be c-betting if I was Jeff. Can't expect to always hit my hand.
2 hearts now.
Jim's going to try to take this away. Oh, no, sorry. Jim has a 6.
2 hearts. Both have heart blockers. You know?
Queen on the river gives Jeff the best hand. Let's see if he can get any value. It is the 3rd spade, so there are now a lot of hands that can beat Jim. Might be hard to get a call. I think in that spot, since he does make the call, I was going to say the sizing in this spot could be a little bit smaller.
Is that 1.1? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1.1.
Wow, look at this.
Jim doesn't want to
has
fold.
In the last 3 hands, like, literally. Well, there's the payouts, guys. You guys can see that again.
So the question in chat is there a way to see who made the final table? Like right this second, is there a way you can go look up who made the final table?
You can go,
sure.
right now, Media Dan has been vlogging or posting on our website and Facebook the payouts that were on the final table earlier today. At least
Sounds to
people
me
who were
like
on the
somebody
final
owes
table.
Paul some money.
Maybe.
Wants to know who made the final table.
Maybe.
Doesn't care.
Maybe.
He's just like, hey, I just want to know who made this final
who
table.
made
Can
it?
I go collect my money?
Yes, who made it?
Hey, Jim's playing Jim poker.
All right,
You
Ian's
can't
going
tell. You
all in
can't
with
tell.
ace-10
You
here.
can't tell Jim to start playing differently at this point. See,
Jim's going to call with
Jim poker.
Jack-9.
Essentially a 60-40. It's not even that big of a.
No.
That Jack-9 looks kind of pretty.
I'm liking Jack-9.
Ian's pretty happy though. Get it in ahead. That's all you can do in poker in this scenario is get it in with the best hand and flop.
Ace-10 still ahead
Make
here.
sure they flop nothing. Nothing but.
Oh, there's
Turn
a
is
10
a
there
10.
for Ian.
That gives Jim a straight draw though, open-ended.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and a Jack on the river.
Just one pair gonna do it. He did have quite a few outs. That puts Ian in 3rd place after coming in as the chip leader.
Yeah.
That's actually not too bad. You know, if you're gonna come, if you told you you're not gonna win this thing, and you got 3rd place,
Yeah.
you know, that's way better than you're not gonna win this thing. And by the way, you were the first guy out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jim
3rd place, 18,000.
busting the billfold out.
Again.
Man, it's gonna be harder this time.
Oh, no, he got it.
I got it in pretty quick.
He's got those skills. He's got the skills.
He's gonna need a new billfold after this tournament's over.
All right, guys, right here they are requesting an ICM chop. So I can go ahead and tell you, I just got the report. They did take a chop. We are a half an hour delay here, so Jeff and Jim did take a chop. Jim got 1st place with more chips, 14,600,000 in chips. So he's going to take home $32,390, and Jeff's going to take 2nd place worth $31,000. What is it? $470.
Do we know how much more money Jim got from bounties? We know what Jeff had. He had 10K, but did Jim have any good bounties? Or they were
Jeff
all
got as far as I could. Jim told me he just got a lot of
smaller ones.
Yeah, a lot of 5s, and I think he got 1,000. He got 1,000.
So
Ian, on the other hand, he had multiple bounties. Ian had over
and he had the free seat for 5,300. So
yeah.
All right, that's it, guys.
That's
that
it, guys.
is the tournament. Thanks
Real
for
quick,
joining us.
Well, I mean, I do want to mention one thing too, real quick, Wes. That you know this too. That our own TD Justin Hammer is being mentioned for the Tournament Director of the Year.
Nominated for the Global Poker Index Tournament Director of the Year.
In Las Vegas. I don't even want to go on a trip, Wes? I'm not sure. Yes, but congratulations to Mr. Justin Hammer. That's awesome. He just won the Gulf Coast Poker Award just 3-4 months ago. I think he was awarded Tournament Director.
Nice.
Yeah, in I want to say October. So Gulf Coast Poker Award down there in New Orleans, and now he's going for another one, and he's going for Tournament Director of the Year.
Is it an open voting at this point?
I think
Yeah, I think you guys
Yeah,
can
guys,
go
so if
find
you
on
guys
the-
can see right there, those bounties right there. So they did split the 3-3 right there. So the last 2 bounties right there. See, Jeff's got some here too. Like
he has made a wallet out of his
out of his little
envelopes.
envelopes. Yeah. One of those bounties that you're looking at right now, you guys, if you're watching earlier tonight with Wes and Justin, he had a nice shock, a beautiful surprise, opening up one and getting $10,000
for knocking out one person.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep.
Again, guys, Justin Hammer, go to his Instagram. You can also go to primesocialtx.com and our social media, as well as Facebook. Our March series is now posted.
And that starts in March, right?
It does. It actually, here, I'll tell you. It does start. I don't know the exact date, but I'm going to get it for you right now. It is the 10th. It starts. It's another mystery bounty. 500K guaranteed mystery bounty. I don't know what the mystery is yet, but
500K guarantee mystery bounty for same buying 600.
It's 500.
Oh, 500, even
So,
cheaper.
Not bad. Do not know what the mystery bounty is yet, but Justin's gonna make it a good one, I'm sure.
He said he wanted it to be up. He wanted to get it to 100,000. But he was also talking about flattening some of it out. But at the same time, if you're gonna double it, it's gonna be hard to flatten it.
Yeah. We might. I mean, again, we got over 300,000 prize pool in total over here for
Nice.
the 250s. That's not too bad.
I mean, it's great that, especially considering we know we had a competing tournament up in Austin.
Yep.
I wasn't surprised. I thought we'd be able to do it, and it's great that poker in Texas is so strong right now that you can have a 500K that makes $1 million. You have a 250 that makes 300.
Sure.
It's great that this is going on, even though we know we have some people go up there to play.
Oh, absolutely.
A bigger tournament, but a lot of us just didn't want to travel and stick around home, and this was a great tournament for us to play.
And I think the bounty aspect was a good bit of it.
Of course.
Like, be able to bank 50K.
Yeah.
But guys, yeah, that tournament goes from March 10th through, goes all the way, I think, to April 1st. So it's going to be a fun time. Guys, again, first place, Jim wins 32,000. Jeff was 31. Justin Hammer, tournament director, nominated for Global
Poker Index Tournament Director of the Year.
Of the year.
I do believe we are now at the point where people can go vote on the Global Poker Index website. So go check it out if you want Justin Hammer to be rewarded for his time and effort.
Absolutely.
Here at Prime Social.
And guys, we'll start our daily 5Ks on Monday again. And if I believe this is correct, I think we're going to stick with our Super Saturdays coming up this Saturday. Coming up, 20K guarantee, $300 buy-in. Which shout out Ray Hansen. He went ahead and won this today. Dirty also won the Boots for Troops today. So shout out to both those players. We had 3 tournaments today. So nice little fun run out. Guys, I'm going to let you listen to this real quick. This is the final numbers, as you guys could see that. And then we're going to call it a night, me and Wes here. Shout out to all the staff members as well. Josh, as you can see right here. Also our general manager, Brent Polott. And Justin's crew, our crew, all the dealers. Yeah, we're looking at the numbers. Bootsfortroops.org. Please. That is what our that was with our last tournament today. A little fundraiser. Nice little oh, I think he came right back. I'm not sure. Anything else, Wes, you got? I've been seeing you've been doing a lot of vlogging.
I've just been doing a lot of experimenting. If you guys don't know, I do have a poker vlog I do, and if you want to follow me on YouTube, I also do some streams where I get a little more analytical into poker like we can do on this stream, but I usually do it over like a cash game or something that has run maybe the previous night. I can just load it up on my desktop.
You talk about it.
And the cool thing about those streams is we can talk about a lot more stuff than I can put in a vlog or even talk about on this stream. We can get into some personal stuff. People can just ask me questions. We can talk about life.
We can go back and banter back and forth.
Yeah,
between right?
and I can pause the videos and talk about. So I've been doing those kind of randomly. I should probably create some sort of schedule and do it on certain days, so that people know when to look for them. But if you follow me on YouTube and click on the bell for notifications when I go live, because I am doing more than just vlogs. Sometimes I'm going live, mostly late at night, do a 4 or 5 hour vlog and just discuss hands in ways that we can't really do in the vlog format, which is more of entertainment. So follow me on Instagram, Twitch, not Twitch. I mean, I'm on Twitch, but sorry, I meant to say Twitter. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram to see all the things that I'm dealing. Looks like we're going to get a friendly photo with these two guys.
And there you guys go, right there. Justin Hammer, hopefully, Turbo Director of the Year. Man, Las Vegas. I'm going to go with Las Vegas.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. Guys, they're just doing a picture. I like it that they're doing a picture together. That's cool.
I've always thought that in poker tournaments, we should have a picture of the winner and the loser. And the winner gets to be all happy, and the loser just kind of has to sit on the side. I've always thought that would be hilarious, and like just add a little bit of. If you have to sit there.
Oh, I like this. Okay, guys, so hold on. I'm excited. Look at all these bounties Jim's pulling out.
Holy cow!
300, 300,
so
300.
If you're Jim, why did you want to chop this tournament up if you were just knocking out people all day long? I would have thought, I'm gonna knock this dude out.
Hold on. Where's the? There's a 300. There's a 300. 300. See, he's got a 2,000 here. Where's the biggie? Where's the biggie one, Jeff?
There it is.
Let's see it, Jeff. Boom!
There's
Right there.
$10,000.
Right there. Gotta like it.
Well, I was just saying, you know, if I'm Jim and I've knocked out all these people, I would have been pretty confident I'm gonna knock out this last dude. But Jim's a nice guy. He decided let's go ahead and chop this up. Seems fair.
Sir, when is the nomination gonna be?
We can vote, right? People can vote already on the GPI website.
Alrighty, there you guys go. February 18th. Oh, that's soon.
I'm just messing with you, Jim.
Yeah. Feeling it.
Just one.
That's real soon.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is.
All right, so you didn't want to.
All right, guys, we're gonna take this. Hey, it's a good photo.
We're going to go in 3,
Again,
2, 1.
Justin Hammer.
Very
Wes.
nice, gentlemen.
Wes Scotchall.
Yes.
I guess if I told you guys to go to my YouTube, I should tell you who I am. You can just type West Poker in YouTube. I'm the only West that's making poker videos, so it's pretty easy to find me.
All right, guys, thank you very much. This is Reese, Justin, and Wes in the booth. You guys have a great night. Thank you for following. Again, guarantee starting again tomorrow, 5Ks starting at noon, and then again on weekly tournaments. Guys, thank you for your support. We greatly appreciate you. Have a great night.
Doing this picture and everything, man. So it all worked out. Like one check and cash each?
Yeah, you can do any amount. Okay. If you want to take some cash out to leave for the staff or anything.
Oh, for
like
sure,
that,
absolutely.
That's totally fine.
We'll take care of y'all.
Or if you just want to do half and half, any number you want, doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
But the check won't be ready till tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine.
So yeah, if you'll have your driver's licenses and if you have your social security card, that's great. If not, she'll have you fill out a W-9.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, y'all gonna report us to the IRS?
Yeah.
We must. Federal law.
Yeah.
That dang Uncle Sam.
Yep.
Well, damn it, I have to pay taxes. Yes.
I know. Tell me about it.
So there goes a third of fourth of it.
35, yeah, about 35%.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, it's better than losing.
Hell yeah, man.
But I've been saving all my other tournament ones where I've entered and haven't won, so I can put it down as the bosses.
Jim, you don't mind me asking, what do you normally tip these guys? You know? Maybe I should ask Josh.
Yeah,
Just to be nice, you know?
I don't know. I tip them something, but I kind of just follow whatever everybody else does.
Yeah. Josh, I know it's probably a tough question, but you know, with the amount of winnings, I mean, what do you normally recommend like a tip for the guys? I know it's totally upon us. I understand that, but just to be like, you know, we look good. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, you're only left with that. Like,
So
you know what I'm saying?
I make it a point, exactly like you're saying, to never answer that question.
Oh shit.
'Cause I don't like answering those questions.
Okay.
I'll have somebody give you.
Somebody give me.
I will have somebody to get you.
No
I've never
worries.
felt comfortable answering that
no
question,
worries.
so I never.
No worries. No worries.
That's right. 12.9.
Can you have the hammer? Come on over here. What's his first name? Justin. Justin. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So I can get the picture. Yeah. The hammer.